Wow.
Hello?
Wow, that's quality.
Top quality content.
Can they hear us? But not you. Wow. You're a high quality streamer.
Professional.
Sometimes it don't be like it is, but it be like it do.
Also, boy, we ain't professional. Come on.
That's part of the experience.
You see, I just can't
Hello?
wait to go
Yes,
to the
okay.
Confederacy of Bad Pirates.
Right, hello.
It's a very
Yes,
important place.
Sorry about that. I caught that before we started streaming for a long time this time. So I'll recap what everything I just said. The Kim's not going to be here for a bit. She'll jump in when work's over with, which is fine. And there was a little bit of trouble with the times of distances between places, which is Drakazul, from Andavine to Drakazul, and the two paths were 7 days and 9 days, but it's more like 20 days and 21 days. So we're just skipping that, making sure that's all good. They chose the same path, so nothing's going to change on that front, is all. But now I will mute and let Darian talk. So
Fucking try to steal my spotlight. Last session on Echoes. The party rested up for a while after their close call with the Three Kreen encampment, and they waited for Osiris to wake up after his trip to Knockout City. They made sure the camp was clear of threats and explored the small hidden area behind the illusion that Christine discovered earlier. Inside, they found a large golden oval they sought and a small black obsidian cube. Packing up, they left to head back to Pride Watch and then on to Andavine, as they didn't want more Three Kreen to show up. Returning to the manor of Zerosh, they discovered that it had been broken into and he was nowhere to be found. Following a trail of blood upstairs, Nerisian found a book next to a puddle of that said blood, next to many untouched display cabinets. They then searched for clues to try and find out what happened to their patron when a group of guards showed up, led by Zerosh's head maid. They were interviewed, and the party to figure out if the party were the culprits. Spoilers, they weren't. And Osiris found a note he'd been slipped at some point. Jakova handed over Nerisian's ill-gotten goods, being the raw iron ore he'd been hanging on to, and the group were sent on their way. After this, Osiris revealed the contents of the note to the party and the reading of the book that turned out to be the Diary of Azeroth, the leader of many, an ancient gold dragon who rules the land to the east known as the Union of Azeroth, who also owned the cube now in their possession. Nerisian did some investigating with the cube and found, from what they learned from the book, they uncovered that sigils appear on one side when exposed to heat. During this time, they also figured out the cave they had gone to was an abandoned dragon's lair, and the egg, a stillborn golden dragon egg, most likely both belonging to Azeroth himself. The party then decided to go to Drakazul, the capital of the Union, and catch up to Zerosh, who'd left for that destination 3 days earlier.
yep, so that's what happened. These guys have rested over. It is currently the 17th of Zis. As you all wake up in the morning, ready for your new trip. So, before we get going, does anyone want to do anything? Before you start making your way down to the coastline of Illowell. To the coastline and the city of Illowell, my bad.
We should probably purchase some rations for the journey. It's quite a long trip, isn't it?
I kind of agree with that statement, yes. Might see if I can pick up a little bit more scrap. I mean, I'm going a little bit light. Would I know if this city has a junkyard or just like some place where refuse is?
There aren't many junkyards in ancient times.
While it would be possible to scavenge for stuff for that, because you know blacksmiths and whatnot, it wouldn't be something you can just innately do. You'd have to make a check for that.
What would the check be?
Probably investigation.
Then?
What do you think, AJ? 15? Do you think it nets them at least 1?
Yeah, you scrounge up. Are you stealing it, or are you going to talk to people about it?
Well, you see, I am not the most flush with funds right now.
Alright, then roll me a
So-
roll me a sleight of hand check
Stealth, then sleight of hand.
No, just sleight of hand.
Yeah, no, I'm inspired.
Then your inspiration early.
Okay.
That'd do it, yeah.
You sneak off one extra load of scrap, so you get another check with your tools.
Yeah.
Some point.
Okay. So, you all buy rations if you're going to. For 20 days, it's going to be 10 gold. So if you've got that, go for it. Otherwise, you can make some up of it with hunting, which Drakova will have you just do a generic. Will have you do a survival check, as you'll probably lead the hunt, and therefore you'll gather. You'll be one of the people gathering equipment.
Right now? Or...
One. It's when you journey.
It's when you're journeying. It's just that. Yeah.
Okay.
And people could go out hunting with you, can give you assistance on the trip.
Yeah, I've got enough for the 20 days, so I'll just take it off.
Okay. Now, as we sort of used last week, is there anyone wanting to do any scenes as you're journeying for your trip to Illowell? For any general information, if you pass any small towns, they're probably got they probably have a general store with very limited goods. They're probably mainly self-sustaining towns that can't really give out much, but they can probably give rations and stuff. They won't really have a place to rest other than like a joint communal hall where they all gather around to have feasts and stuff, which if you're polite, they'll probably let you sleep in.
Any pelts I get from hunting, I'll probably sell off in those towns, see if they have much to spare anyway.
Alright, so we'll then roll your survival check for stealth, for hunting. So, is anyone going to go assist Jacob while he's hunting?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay, yeah. So Jacob, roll it again for advantage. I don't know why it popped up
13
14
got a
for
fail.
me. Yeah,
Yeah, that first one rolled as a 14 for me, and Tim was in 4, and I was very
So-
confused.
yeah.
Are you two okay?
No.
No, they're just the dice, like the animation, the dice rolled in a 14 and then just popped up for a 4. I don't know.
Sorry,
But yeah, it's not a fail. Anytime you go hunting, you generally find food, and you can scavenge a decent amount of furs or pieces that are worth selling. And you can probably generally get around maybe a silver. So it determines a silver or 2 every time you sell something. So probably maybe like a total of 5 gold through consistent hunting and selling along your way. I know it's a little bit little, but you're going through farm towns that don't have much to give. Otherwise, does anyone have anything they want to do?
I'm pretty good at the moment. I doubt I could try and make a check now before leaving,
Sure.
but just a tinker's check.
You are.
Well, you did one the previous night, so probably not.
Yeah, that's fine.
You need to do it on a long rest, and it takes the majority of it.
I'll probably be with Sarah, just window shopping at the moment. Like,
Yeah, I purchased 20 rations ready for the journey, just in case.
With that, can I also get one set of like rest, like one pattern of people resting? What that's gonna be? Like, if there is a watch, who's going on what section?
watch order.
Yep, sorry. Drakova wants to be around 2nd, 3rd watch. You can have watches with 2 people. You can have more, but there's 2 people handle everything.
Alright. Can you see in the dark there, Jeremy? Or is it your total eyes only good for morning light?
I'll take early morning.
So Cyrus will be last watch. Court
I'll
will-
take-
Go on.
I'll take first watch.
Your first watch. I don't think Anexara has dark vision, so she'll probably also. Yeah, you'd probably be best suited either first or last watch. So I'll assume from character choices that you'll probably go last watch, leaving Sarah, Kim, Court also in the second, third period. So,
I don't know what you mean. I don't have dark vision.
well then go first watch.
Yes, please.
Okay. Everything solved everything.
Boom, difficult times are done.
So the first couple days you trip are nothing. You go out 2 times. Jakova has gone and hunted, bringing back small rabbits and other like foresty creatures that are in this area. This is mainly a plains-ish area, so anything that's like pseudo-forest or forest near away. So yeah, you got rabbits, hares, etc. Jakova,
Occasionally, yeah, stick covered in grubs.
yeah.
Stick covered in grubs? Dude. That is
Ew.
meat.
But
You eat what you can eat.
Jakova hunts really good, and gets, and he's very good at extracting the stuff. So he's got the stuff to sell. He's got pelts, etc. But can I get a check from Sarah and Mercian? A perception check.
Okay. I'd say you can't.
Okay.
Check what?
As you guys have been traveling well, you got a certain pattern down, and you begin resting on your third day. And it is going quite well. It's been about an hour of your watch. You haven't really noticed anything weird is happening to anyone. But as an hour and a half passes, people have been like mainly getting comfortable in their sleep. You begin to hear something unyieldy and loud coming from somewhere quite close to you. And you look through the distance, you can't see anything coming, you don't see any creatures running towards you, or any fires or anything around you. Just for the heck of it, you look up, and as you do, you determine 5 falling creatures approaching terminal velocity right above your campsite.
Oh, fun.
Oh, we should probably move.
Wait, hang on.
but-
Yes.
But
Everybody
as
get the
you-
fuck up.
As you're like looking up and you see this, you start scrambling to your feet in order to react to it, and these people are falling incredibly quickly towards you. At that moment, you just see like a little force of energy just shimmer a little bit above your campsite, and these 5 figures. It's 5 figures, yeah, AJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 5. These figures fall straight through this thing, and right as they're about to crash into the ground, their velocity almost comes to a halt as they fall almost in slow motion for a short distance before just thudding to the ground in a shamble of clattering of armor and bodies.
at this point, everyone wakes up. Like, no one can sleep through that. Everyone's up. Court is like, Court's in his sleepwear, pulled the weapon out, is already in like an aggressive stance with his greatsword.
There would be an exceptional amount of screaming from Sarah.
And he's like moving towards Sarah and Christine. What's everyone else going to do?
Let us encircle.
Okay, you
No,
guys-
I'm awake. Yep, I'm awake
I
now.
bring out my my short sword and my dagger, and
As you're all like getting up quickly, pulling your weapons out, pointing them, you see like one of the figures stands up, this human. He's like, "Oh, you couldn't have made it higher up, could you, Kara?"
If I made it any higher up, we would have hit terminal velocity. Again! And you see this one is coming from someone who's literally in your once campfire. She is just sitting up and just like rubbing the dirt off of her.
It's a dragonborn woman, by the
Yeah,
way.
it looks like a brass dragonborn woman. And she's quite naked.
I'll then speak in Draconic. Excuse me there. You might want to get out of the fire. I mean, I know our kind is kind of or your kind specifically, is kind of like, you know, flame retardant, but you got no clothes, woman.
What? What just happened?
It's okay. They're wizards.
As you see
Probably.
the people start getting up, you see a Furbolg like cut out. He's got a bunch of fur coming out. He's got a bunch of grass coming out of like his top hair. You see a rogue, not a rogue. You see a Triton get up and like is just flicking like mud off of their body. And you see like two little legs are twiggling like a turtle trying to get on its back as this halfling wearing very heavy armor is struggling to sit right up.
I will actively help up the halfling. Having been in that situation before, it is not fun.
Yeah, but you have to roll over to get back on your show.
I'll say when Nerissa mentions that the Dragonborn is quite naked, she just looks over at you and goes, clearly, and then just reaches into a bag at her side and starts pulling out a cloak. Just the entirety of a cloak from a bag that's
It's like
maybe
a pouch.
yeah.
She puts it on.
Yes. Hello. Welcome to our campsite. Presumably, this is some kind of experiment.
Sure. Could you tell us where we are?
Well, we're like, how many days? Like 6.
You're 3
5,
days
6.
out from Andivine.
We're 3 days out from Andivine, so you know.
He just turns and looks at the Dragonborn. Did you miss? How did you miss?
Well, when I have to make a teleportation circle out of my clothes, it's really hard to get the point and the runes properly.
Can't argue that. I don't know how it works. Okay. Sorry about crashing, literally, into your stuff. But yeah, we kind of fell, and I hope you don't have any problems with that.
Had a problem with someone got hurt. Is everybody okay?
I believe Darren Cutter has like problems with us staying there for the night.
Yeah, we're okay with that. Like, I don't know if you understand this, but and he points over to like the Furbolg, and you can see he's like got quite a lot of cuts across part of his body, and he waves over to the Triton, who's also gotten like bruises and scrapes all on him. He's like, we're not exactly in the big shape right now.
You see as he's you see like the Furbolg's looking off in the distance, like just staring in one direction.
Sarah
Is he okay, or does he normally do that?
I fired my last arrow.
As soon as Sarah sees like people injured, she like jumps into action and goes to cure wounds.
Oh,
May I
another
yell
hero.
from a tree?
You can yell from a tree.
Look, if you're on engine, you mean no harm. Sit around the fire, shut up, some of us want to sleep.
Okay, you said if we aren't injured. What if we are injured?
Then die quickly.
How does no sound?
I
Can I,
think
like,
of my friend. He's not really a nice person.
can I like pull off a branch and throw it at him?
Yeah, go ahead. Just roll a strength
D20.
check.
Oh, strength.
You throw a stick towards Nerissa, like it falls to his feet, but it's in general.
How'd you know I was aiming at Nerissa?
Because you always aim at Nerissa. It's not that hard. Sarah, you start healing everyone, and as you get to the halflings, like, oh, another healer. That's nice.
I hope I could help. I'm still learning, you see.
You're doing very well.
better.
Thank you.
So, I know this is quite sudden, but you're Carol, and I point to the Dragonborn.
Carter.
Oh, Carter. Okay. What is everybody else's names?
Oh, I'm Fader. This is Mal as he waves towards the Furbolg. You got Slippery Sal over there as he waves to the Triton. And Nira, the Blessed. And he like, pats the halfling on top of the head.
start a quarters still in this like I don't know who you people are stance.
He's like slowly lowering the sword from an aggressive stance, like, I don't think this is gonna go bad.
But you see him like, and he's like, "Oh, and I'm Peter." And as he's saying that, he's like dropping this like chain shirt. He's taking everything off, and then you see as Slippery Sal goes over to Nira and starts helping her get her armor off.
So, what are you all doing just around here?
We're in the middle of a sort of venture to the Union.
We were
the Union.
sleeping.
Well, it's a good point. Sorry for waking you up. The Union, it's pretty nice this time of year, I think. Unless we've changed in time, and he turns and looks at Kara.
We haven't changed in time.
Okay.
And by
There's a
nice you mean swelteringly hot, but otherwise yes.
Nice is subjective.
I've never been there before. I've lived in Ghislaine all my life, so change of scenery might be a good pace. So, what brings you teleporting, I presume, out from the middle of the fucking sky?
What had you
Falling.
chasing with your tail between your legs?
Oh, well, and Peter goes and looks over at Mal.
We were traveling in the elemental plane of air, stocking up on air essence. You see Kara just like get up and like just covering herself and being quite pissed off. And then someone thought it'd be very fun to anger the Elder Tempest. The Felbog, who's been like staring off in the distance at this moment, turns to the rest of the U, and the group is like, "It started it." No,
How did it start it?
no, it
How?
didn't.
For real, how does an Elder Tempest start it?
Looked at
It's
me
just
funny.
flying. Look, it doesn't have eyes.
I knew it once.
Does, just by a glance through perusal, does everybody in this group, or anyone in particular, seem to be the shifty sort of type like I am?
Yeah, the Trident is dressed fully in like roguish garb, but she is super happy. I don't even know what gender we made it. But like this is like you wouldn't think this person's a rogue because they're like a clownfish Triton. They're just super happy to be there, and they're just very nice and going with it. And like you just know that they've got daggers and they look pretty like they know what they're doing with the daggers. They're in very like easy access positions for them to grab and throw immediately if needed.
Yeah, sorry about that. Nexus work isn't exactly the most consistent.
And at that, of course, like, oh, Nexus Hunters. And then, like, immediately puts the greatsword down and then goes back into his bed.
Nexus Hoppers? What's that?
Hunters. Oh, you don't know? Okay. He looks around. He like looks over to Kara and Mal. He goes, I thought they were a big deal. Are we not a big deal?
We
thought
are
we
a
were
big deal. Just the general populace doesn't really know about us.
Okay. Well, think of us as like you guys, going around helping people, doing stuff, I guess. Except we paid to go to the planes, like the airplane, the fireplane, the airplane, and collect things if people want them. So someone's like, hey, we need some cores or some essence from minor air elementals located in the plane of air itself. Got to be pure, We have a thing, we go there, we find it, we get it, we come back. Sometimes people shoot arrows at things they shouldn't, and then we end up falling. And if you've ever fallen in a plane of air, there's a lot of air to fall through.
We were falling for over 600 minutes.
It's a lot of air to fall.
Surely at that point you would have choked on any oxygen that came into your lungs, wouldn't you? Or suffocated at the least.
That is why we're out of spell slots.
Ah! Okay, I take it you're the brains of the operation. I like you.
She sort of just judgmentally just looks at you. Just continues to...
Well, anyways, it seems like we got a new group of followers, everybody. Rest your weary heads, maybe I could spin us a tale, or I'm very good on the lute.
I would rather
Well,
sleep.
Or do you have a trump?
Yeah, I do. I bring out the trumpet and I start playing.
Or are you good on the trump? I thought you said you're good on the lute.
I'm good on both.
Multi-talented, it's good work. But if you're all heading to Drak Azul, then we'll probably be heading in the opposite direction. So in the morning we'll be parting ways.
Yeah, that's fine. More the merrier.
Kara's like, put your lute away. I might not be able to cast silent, but Mal here will.
Oh, my apologies.
Your trumpet.
Trump.
Well, I guess I'll just get back to watch. I take it. You guys can rest up.
They're basically quick, like, because they're getting, like, taking off their armor and putting stuff away while they're doing this. They're pretty much setting up, like, a camp directly next to your camp. For, like, a quick night. It's just a night's rest.
Yeah. I'm going to go over to Sarah, and who's, I believe, Jakuva's next on watch? Or is that Court and Christine?
Probably Court and Christine.
Alright. I'll go over to Sarah, and then I'll go over to Court. And like, you seem to be familiar with these Nexus Hunters, Court, but obviously when you're on watch, even though you're just the observer, could you and Christine just keep an eye on them?
I won't do anything.
Eh.
It goes
enough.
against their rules.
Yeah, that is fair enough.
I think I might have overdone it in the spell casting. I'm not used to casting back to back like that.
That's perfectly fine. Once I'm awake, I'll be able to get rid of the more sustaining damage.
I've always wondered how to do that.
Wanted to do what? The neural
Cast spells.
It's just something that just comes naturally to me.
Ah,
I guess.
Everyone has potential for magic. Well, most
I mean,
people do.
It didn't come naturally to me. Sorry, I was years of practice. Just so many years of practice.
You're just pretty talented at it, says Court from his pile of blankets.
well, you sure picked a good one to bodyguard there.
Sometimes you have another person giving you their power as well. The halfling says. Or lending it or activating yours, however you want to flavor it.
Well,
Sarah? While they are sitting, they still also have one person in their group on watch at all times, and it seems like Nira's first up. She's resting, and as she does, you see her pull out a tome, and she starts saying stuff while you're on watch in probably Celestial, which you can understand, Sarah, from your studies.
No, I can't.
Don't lie.
Oh, right, I did study that, didn't
it's totally not a inbuilt language.
I? No. That doesn't exist.
But they do seem like prayers, and they are prayers to the god of life, Jindagji. Sorry. We did a bunch of stupid names for gods, and now we're suffering for
It's not hard.
pronunciation.
Jingadi.
Jingadi.
Not a hard name to say. I didn't name it. Shut up.
I just like the god of drunk.
It's a good god.
It's a good god.
Yeah.
You all start sleeping. Throughout the night, nothing bad happens. The three people on watch, Court and Christine, they're present where Mal is awake. And like, even though he's a Furbolg, I'm pretty sure they don't have dark vision, so he can't see what's going on. But he's still up. I'm pretty sure. And then Kara's in the middle of the night, and then in the morning you've got Slippery Sal and Peter. Sal seems to be mainly doing the watch, and Peter's getting like reps in push-ups and stuff, actually exercising in the morning. As your night's rest is finished, and everyone takes a long rest, and pretty sure Sarah's the only one. Yeah. Yeah, everyone wakes up.
Shall we continue along? I don't want to stay in one place too long and get dropped in on again.
Yeah, I think that would be best. The sooner we can get that out, the better.
And as your group's about to depart, Peters will say, "Hey, if you're ever in Talnaros, come by the Silver Nexus and put a word in. You might be able to join the tournament to become Nexus Hunters like us if you want. It's super cool."
We're a pretty big deal. Sure.
I'll definitely keep my eyes out for that. You've piqued my interest.
One more time, what was that little chunk of information?
The Silver Nexus in Talnaros. I'll mark that down. And then there's a tournament once every year to join the guild.
Well, have a safer journey than we did. And they start like walking off down the road back to where you guys came.
It was lovely to meet you.
Happy travels.
Beware of the three crane.
That's in the Indo
We
Desert.
know.
They don't know that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or would Kara be setting up another teleportation circle, but one that she can actually use this time?
I'd probably wander off for a bit and then maybe do that later. It does
Yeah.
take up like fucking 10 minutes to cast. Pain in the ass.
But that's the start of your fourth day. It is the 21st of Zeus at this moment. Eventually...
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, it's Kim. Good timing.
Anyone got
Yeah,
any
that's the
scenes they want to do for the rest of the trip to Illawell?
No, I think a lot of it will be typing on my end.
Nothing too much. I just like to say that Sarah probably seems kind of despondent for most of the trip.
Did you want me to roll, by the way, AJ, for what me and Ben were discussing?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and roll a... probably an intelligence check.
Thanks.
It's enough.
Yeah.
Hold on. The rest of your... Let me just quickly have a look at my notes. Just need to double check the number. So the rest of your 4 days of travel to Illawell winds up perfectly fine. Nothing's happening on your journey. As you walk up, court is basically just like, we should stop here for the day, get a night's rest in. It's a trade city, you might be able to find some things you're looking for, etc. We won't be having beds for quite a while.
That's okay. I've slept without beds before. It's actually comfortable once you get used to
Beds
it.
don't do it for me.
Ah, yeah. Turtle. Right.
I guess I could just send my tent up outside of the town.
Do whatever. Court just like walks past. Illawell poses an impressive sight as you approach. Smoke rises from the many forges. Carts line the road loading up or unloading goods. Gulls circle the market, hunting for scrapes, and the masts from the many ships sway slightly across the city as the tide rocks them back and forth. The ringing of a hammer and anvil can be heard as you approach the gates, where large metallic statues will stand sentinel. The squares you pass are filled with a cacophony of people as fishmongers are calling out their wares for sale. Hawkers selling assorted goods from trays, and they carry in their arms, and the various other merchants around haggle for prices. Just as a note, Jakurva and Nexa, this is probably your first time at sea, or near sea. The smell of salt is a new experience for the two of you.
Can I smell fish?
Do you know what a fish is?
I don't care. Can I smell fish?
Probably, yeah. There's fishmongers in the city.
I'm going to hunt down that smell.
Oh, good.
And then I'll look for a church.
Okay.
Perception away?
Investigation. 15. Oh, good. Okay.
I don't tell the party anything. I just walk off by the way.
You walk off. If anyone follows you, they follow you. You're not hiding it. But
Sarah would probably just go off to the coastline in a different direction and just sit.
okay. You find a fishmonger. You see fish. If this is your first time seeing fish, then that's Jakurva's first time seeing fish. Like, I guess I don't really know how to. You see these.
I would argue from the times I have spent around places, I've probably come across fish, just never super fresh.
Yeah. But this is pretty fresh. Pretty fresh fish. There's a new time tester from there apparently.
Can I get a big one for 1 gold?
You can probably get a couple for
Sweet.
Gold, because gold's a lot.
I'm going to buy a few fish while I'm out.
Yeah, you buy a couple of fish. Is anyone going to do anything roughly before around like 3 p.m.-ish? You've got maybe a couple of hours of a little bit of downtime before you all meet up for some of you to get places in to sleep for the night.
Yeah, Cyrus.
Yes.
Well, I seem to be a little bit of short on coin, so I was
you have
wondering if
mentioned this.
want to do a duet, maybe gather a couple coppers off the street.
A banjo and a horn.
Never sounded like a better duet in town.
Sure, I don't see why not. Doesn't hurt.
All right, let's do this. We'll be back later. Tell us when you find a tavern and we'll just go.
Okay.
I scramble atop the turtle's back and I get my trumpet out.
Alright. Is anyone else doing anything?
Do you wish to lead, or do you want me to lead?
He's on your back, apparently.
I'm on your back.
No, I mean in terms of the music.
Oh, I'm up for whatever.
Make it up as we go.
Like good jazz.
What's jazz?
Doesn't have
yeah.
a fucking banjo, that's what it is.
What's...
You found it out.
Is anyone else doing anything other than Sarah looking at the ocean?
I'm not planning on doing too much at the moment. I'm just sort of sticking near the group, not wanting to really split off too much.
You can find a temple if you want to talk that out. You can have a bit of spotlight if you guys want. It's probably most likely a temple to the big three as well. These major cities generally just have the big three in one large cathedral, but it's a lot smaller than the other towns in the Amarisian Empire that you've been in.
Sweet. I can work with that. So, yeah, we will... I imagine at this point, we've gotten the fish, and we're just... I've put it safely in probably some just to keep it somewhat fresh for now. Finding it... you said it was a church, yeah?
Yeah, it's a pretty medium-sized chapel.
Am I able to figure out going in quickly to what god? Just...
It's to the big three. It's to Kamatian, Jingadi, and Judge Taparis.
Sweet, I can work with that last one. I will take an extra M with me. I'll sit down and I'll. Have you ever been in a church before?
A few times, but I always question if I should really be in one of these.
Sometimes I question that too. That's kind of how I became a paladin.
Yeah, but you're like all religious. I guess you could say I'm religious in a different way.
I'm religious in different eyes. That's the way to look at it.
Yes, Alex just kind of awkwardly taps her feet on the floor, just kind of looking around anxiously. She looks tense and being inside of a church.
If you listen carefully to what they say sometimes, you can notice little flaws in the way they speak. Things that they shouldn't be saying under their certain gods.
Oh, they're being naughty, are they?
Yes, I've had to deal with my fair share of naughty priests.
You smite them or something?
In a sense.
Could you show me sometime?
Maybe one day. That's something that takes a little bit more trust with me. On the plus side, your crown looks quite nice in here. Though I think we're freaking out a few of the regular goers here with the bone crown.
But it's pretty.
Indeed it is.
There's definitely a
But
few people
once-
giving you strange looks, watching seemingly Kenku walk into the church with a crown of bones.
Some of the people on that, because it's separated into like there's all these pews lying like straight across, but there's splits off into like 3 heads sort of deal, with the center one being Judge Tabaris and the one
I
being
specifically
God
sat
of
us down to look at that more so.
But you see people leaning over from the Kamatian side, and even some from the Jingade side, like they're looking at the crown, they're just like giving like a small little, not a nod of approval, but like a nod of acknowledgement, and then just like they assume that might be a practice where you're from, and they turn to their other ones.
They aren't wrong if they're believing that.
But everyone in Tabaris is all just like, what the fuck?
It's been a while since I've had these looks. But anyway, we should probably not be sticking around here too long. I simply came by to see if they were doing a sermon, and, well, you happened to come along.
You look like you know what you're doing, and I don't know what I'm doing, so I like following you.
I like to see what the priests are like around the place anyway. But shall we go find a nice quiet place to figure out how to cook this fish?
Yes, I want to taste these.
Very well.
They smell
And-
horrible.
Yeah, fresh they kind of do. But I'm sure they'll taste better than they smell.
I
And
hope
with
so.
that, I guess we will make our way back out.
Yeah,
I should
as
do
you-
a sermon today, so...
Yeah, let's say as you're leaving the church itself, we cut across and you have like a brief vision of Osiris and Nyrixian playing their instruments as they walk down the street, like slightly, not quite starting the full concert of whatever the hell that's going to sound like. But then we keep going over and we see, so we've got Sarah, Christine, Court. I think that's just the last 3. Am I missing anyone?
Do you need to ask real quick? Has Nerisian put his bag down or anything? There's an important question here I need to know.
Like in the 7 days you've been traveling?
No. Has he put his bag down while he's performing?
Nerisian.
Hell no.
Damn. Don't worry about it.
We cut across and we see Sarah, Christine, and Court walking through the city, looking, because I believe you're heading towards the ocean? Oh,
I went off on my own.
Okay, well then it would just be Christine and Court as they're going around trying to find an inn or whatever it is that you're doing. As you're walking through the city, you hear a bit of a commotion coming from one of the large squares.
Mm-hmm.
This is to Christine, as she's muted, isn't she?
Sorry. Hi. I
Yeah,
kind of have Sister's Baba is very loud.
Fair enough.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I was muted. I was gonna say, with because I sort of want to have them also try to make a performance in this area where I believe you're leading them to.
Yes.
So you two can roll performance checks as you set up towards the fountain where you see a group of people are there already.
Damn, we got some competition at. Wait, You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be for this ensemble.
It's 3, 2, 1. Let's jam.
Wow.
Wow.
Get on my level.
Somehow this doesn't sound bad. You both start playing. The trumpet takes the lead, obviously, as the trumpet provides some backing to it. I'm not even going to try and describe how this sounds, because the trumpet and the banjo together sounds like a horrible mixture, but you somehow make it work. Your
But
combined skills don't fail.
you're not getting any gold. No one is stopping to place coins in your. They all seem to be grouping at this fountain as you stop playing for a moment, and at this point, Christine and Court are walking into it, and you see a bunch of people. One person actually stands up on the rim of the fountain. And did you want to do this, Darren, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I can do it. Sorry.
Alright, go ahead.
Long, we the people of Sinaris have been beset on all sides. They start calling out to the crowd, gathering more people in as they're like, this sudden person's shouting in the middle of a square. The traitorous Amaricians to our west, and the vile freaks of the sea. The Drakeborn from the north, and now the newest enemy comes from within our lands. As the rightful lord of Sinaris waits for the opportune moment to act, we, the people, must take up arms and give him that moment. As you see this man is yelling out, and there's a few people around him who are all like chanting like, yeah, yes, around, and more passers-by are being drawn in, just kind of standing back and watching. Even now the Amaricians fall to her fell wiles, as she bewitches their monarch and prepares for her foul rule. She locks away our ancient forges, takes our protectors away and leashes them, and forces them to fight her battles, or throws them into the sea to perish away from the light. She hides from it herself, casting their capital in the shadow of fear, doing whatever she pleases. I hear the cries for freedom from Telnerus, asking us to rid them of their cursed ways. But the free voices are dwindling as she ensnares more of them in her wicked magics. We, the proud people of Sinaris, must do as we always have and rise. Rise to protect their freedom. Rise to destroy the forces of evil, and rise to put the rightful king back in his throne. And no shallow-skinned, knife-eared freaks are going to stop us, the people of Sinaris. See, this man is up there, he's yelling, and you see his face, he's got like red in the face as he's like screaming out of the crowds. And you see it's basically, this person keeps chanting, as there's a few cheers, and the speech seems to have reached its height. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
Sinaris isn't the name of the town we're in, though, is it? Like,
Sinaris, you were a history major. You know that Sinaris used to have this town and the other capital city of, fuck. Names are hard. One second.
Scrolling.
Yeah, scrolling, sorry.
Sumeria.
Those are the...
oh, barbarians.
Those were the two major cities in the Kingdom of Sinaris, which fell 5 years ago due to the influence of the Amarician Empire, as they began a war that they could not win beforehand, and the Amaricians put a stop to it. Essentially,
Basically stepped in and conquered them when they were weak.
Yeah.
Ah, easy targets.
And as like this speech is going on, Court's face is like he's a little intrigued as soon as he enters, like, oh, I wonder what they're talking about, and then it's slowly turning into a very like a scowl.
Just like Stonewall.
Yeah, it's just with like a hint of like, I don't know, these people don't know what they're fucking talking about, sort of deal.
I feel like most of the sort of conversation, I'm just gonna be like staring blankly, just piecing together like kind of what they're on about, but also like not having the real world knowledge to really understand why they bother.
If you want, you can roll me a perception check.
I can do that.
Roughly how far away is this shouting dude from me?
A 10.
Well, you're at the edge of the square you're playing, and he's like right in the middle of it, surrounded by like a crowd of other people who are like, he's still like having a speech this whole time. He hasn't stopped talking.
Would you say he's within 90 feet of me?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, cool. Just checking. Just checking.
If not, it could be.
We'll jump back
I
to the
mean,
perception check
I've
after.
got I've got
if
an idea.
Osiris wants to do something.
Yeah, go for it. I still need to write a lot of notes to catch
Or
up.
do you guys want to think about it for a second? You two.
What's this?
Is the Siren and Nersian going to do something here?
Yeah.
No, I'm just
Okay.
good to know.
I'm going to
Okay.
gently wave into the crowd
Mhm.
and change my voice a little bit.
Okay.
And
Okay.
to sound like a big, a gruff, a very gruff person. And I'll quickly shout out, "There he is! He's escaped from jail! Quickly, guards, guards!" And then I run out.
Okay.
Dude, just because of where you are, make a perception check as well,
And then a stealth check.
and then yeah, definitely make a stealth check.
No! Shit!
Okay.
Everyone sees me. I'm gonna
I'll
die.
You do this, and you start to you shout out, and you're hearing some people around you talking, and you say that, and as you go to start running, you run into someone's leg, and he looks down and goes, "What the fuck?" And you take off, and he's like, "There's one of them Drakeborn! Get him!" And 4 or 5 men start chasing after you. As you run out of the square. At the same time, as distraction's happening, you have Christine over the other side, who you hear a few people, some interesting conversation from the crowd of people as you're observing the whole situation.
We've seen him again, scoping the place out.
Really think he's one of them sympathizers to the witch?
Of course, why else would he be skulking around as he does? Tonight, Fannel said we'll deal with him, for good. Send a message back to the bitch, let him know we're on to her. She can't send anyone to spy on us without knowing.
He's still staying at the Copper Rub?
Far as I know. Fannel gets the boys together, so if you get the knock tonight, you get your things and go with them, no questions. We all need to do our part if we want to get the things back to the way they're supposed to be. And then these two people split as they finish this little conversation.
I sort of look towards Court, who's probably still staring off at the guy yelling, and I just sort of just pull on his shoulder a little bit. It's like, is there a witch problem around here?
No, there's not.
I just heard someone talking about taking care of a witch.
Some people do not like the new queen, you could say. Well,
Is
the
that what they're
consort.
referring to?
I can guess pretty strongly, yes.
Is so? Can you? Fuck! I didn't catch all of the information there. The place was called
The Copper Rub.
Copper Rub.
At least that's what they called it.
Copper Rub. Yeah. And how do they look? Like any particular style, or just like?
Pretty shady, but they look like normal people. They were being
Yeah.
very secretive and stuff. That's why they get the shady vibe.
Yeah.
But they weren't dressed differently or looked differently from anyone.
Curiosity's sake, any hand symbols or?
No, it's like you see them talking, and
Yeah.
they're munning, and they both while they separate, they're both separating into the crowd further. So keeping track of them is not an easy thing to do.
No.
You want to try and keep a track on the exact people, you can attempt to make another perception check, but unless that, you're going to lose them in the crowd.
I want to try to. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to just see if I can. No,
No.
5.
No,
5.
As you're about
people
to,
moving around.
yeah, like as you're about to walk in, Court grabs your hands like you're going to get lost in there.
It's just like it gets pulled back. It's like, but I
What?
mean, do we not need to do anything about that?
About what? People can yell in the fountain all they want. It's not going to change anything.
I mean, they're talking about. I mean, if that's, they said about doing something tonight. If it's going to be against the Queen here, right?
What are you talking about?
There was two individuals talking to each other. I managed to overhear.
I'll say, Court, as you like two individuals talking, Court like kind of catches on what you're saying, and he like, just kind of grabs you by the shoulders and starts pulling you away from the crowd. He's like, probably let's not say that right next to them all.
Yeah, like most of her voice is very quiet, not really like sort of like piercing into much of an environment. It's just more so just idle thinking turned into words.
Like, so what did you hear?
I heard a conversation between two people. They looked like, I'm guessing they probably had like some sort of like hood or cloak or something along those lines.
No, they're
They were
pretty
just
blasé.
Clear
They're just they look like just humans. One's got a beard, one didn't.
Filthy human.
They were just they were off in like a little section close to you is all.
Yeah, they were talking about taking care of a witch, and then they said they were going to be doing something tonight or something along those lines. They said to meet up at a place they call Copper Rub, and fuck, what was their names? The names escape me.
You would have remembered Fennel. It wasn't that far away.
I picked up one name spoken between them, Fannel. Though again, I'm not really sure what to do with this information.
I don't know what they might be planning. Isabel's not in the city.
I mean,
She'd be back in Telmarus.
man, I don't know. Like, it just seems very. I don't know. They mentioned to go back to let someone know about the things that were happening, that I didn't really give a name. They just gave a derogatory term.
Well, I honestly don't know what to do about that. I did not hear that at all. I was too busy, kind of being overwhelmed by the sheer idiocy I was listening to.
I may know of a few events that happened, but I'm just sort of unsure as to most details.
Would she know about the Queen?
Given her role, probably, considering she's been in power for
Yeah.
like 20-something years.
You know that the Queen is one of the only instances of elf on this continent. She is a drow.
Okay.
So there is an inherent distrust with people.
I mean,
because of her
they
old
did-
age.
They were humans, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to remember. Sorry, my bad. Did they end up saying derogatory things like about elves in the similar style as the guy speaking?
They didn't mention her at all.
No, yeah,
well,
exactly,
they
yeah,
called
yeah.
her a witch. But
Yeah,
that's
they called
it.
her a witch. That's. How much would I know about Drow?
Not
Fuck all
at
to nothing.
Yeah, in fact,
So
the
yeah, I
only,
can't make any conclusion.
The only reason that they got that from her was that she said she was.
Nice. Yeah. It's just I wanted to see if I could find out more, and then I lost them.
Well, we know where they're going, so if you want to intervene, we can maybe group up and see what happens.
I'm just unsure.
Well,
it's all
You have
happening.
some time to think about it, not like we know where the others are. Corsic just kind of his head's just turning a bit. There goes Nerisian. Nerisian's just running out of the square, being chased by 5 men.
Do we need to help him? Wow.
Maybe, but we'll find out. I think it's a good time to cut over to Nerisian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're running from 5 of these larger humans. They are quicker than you. You managed to get out of it because you had at least a bit of surprise, and you out of the square, and they're chasing after you. You're dodging between people.
Wait, they're faster than me?
Well, yeah, you have a speed of 25, don't you?
No, I got a speed of 30 and I can triple dash.
Well, never mind. You're the same speed as you in terms of average movement speed, or basic movement speed. I'll say, as you're running out of the square, Osiris, you just gonna watch this happen, or are you gonna do anything as well?
Well, I
Because you definitely
assume
have
that-
sight of this.
I assume that he's just done it and just dipped.
Yeah.
Without much of me
Yeah.
doing anything, so I'll just watch him run off. God fucking damn it. I make my way. I follow them, but I don't run. I just casually follow behind them.
Wait.
So basically, what you
Come back.
pretty much what Christine and Court are doing as well, following after,
Oh,
but not
that's
like
what you're doing,
quickly.
yes.
Alright, I'm using my movement and bonus action to dash, and then as an action, I'm dropping the ball bearings.
Okay, so you're sprinting away. You're trying to drop the ball bearings behind you.
Yeah.
All right. I guess AG should make some probably dexterity saving throws for the men chasing him.
That's strange. They all succeed.
Nah, they're all slipping up. They all rolled a 5.
Jesus.
2 of them collide into a third who got an 18. He's about to catch up, but then trips over the other 2 that are running, and then causes a fucking blockade of 5 men falling over one another.
Yeah, like you turn down an alleyway, you throw the ball bearings down behind you, and you just hear like a thud of like one body after another, either slamming into the wall, the floor, or each other.
Alright, I'm then gonna make a turn, drop the iron, and then I'm gonna head off.
Okay.
Drop the iron.
I'm dropping the iron.
Alright, lose the iron once again.
And make a stealth check, I guess, if you're trying to disappear into the crowd.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll drop. Where's that raw unrefined iron? I'll put that at 0.
Can't keep onto iron for 1 day.
No!
So you turn.
Coming in from all places.
So you turn to try to escape, and you're like, haha, I've gotten away. As you turn and run, you turn left and start running back, and Osiris, Court, and Christine both watch as Christine comes running back into the same square from a different angle. And then about 10, probably 15 seconds later, those 5 same thugs come walking back like, can't believe we lost him, but what the, there he is, get him! And they start chasing after you from a different street.
I imagine Benny Hill is playing in the background.
Yeah.
Well, you have a
you know
banjo.
You're
You
playing
know what?
it.
I got
Sorry,
I got the
Scratch
trumpet.
that. I
Stop
play
playing
Benny
it.
Hill in the background.
Roll performance.
Can I back him as I'm running away?
No.
Damn it.
It's pretty
Damn
Benny
it.
Hill.
You Benny Hill like there's no
This protest is sort of like dismantled as soon as the kobold did stuff, and the man has lost all following and like attention that he had. At this point, you start playing music, and a couple of people walk up to you, start throwing some coins into whatever you've got in front of you to collect that sort of thing.
Yeah. It's like the man was the center of attention, but after the kobold did something, he kind of drew some of the passers-by attention away from him, and then the spell's just kind of broken, and people are just drifting away.
No, wait, I've got so much more to
fuck
say.
So yeah, Nursian, these men are still after you. You've got no ball bearings now, and you've dropped your iron. What are you gonna do?
Hey, traction! I point right behind them, and I point to the music that's being played as I go and try and make a getaway.
Roll a
Persuasion,
deception check.
deception. Oh yeah.
This is like my D&D game in person where you just yell something and they listen to it.
Hey. Stop. He's like, man, he's trying to distract us. Just keep following.
What did they get? Did they get a 20?
They got a 19, but I think this is funnier.
Yeah. As it's like they stop for a brief moment because it's a tie anyway in the end.
Yeah.
They stop for a brief moment and they're like, "What?" It's like, "No wait!" And they keep going. So like, you haven't gained anything, we haven't lost anything either by doing this. And if the others want to intervene in this process as well as you watch this happening,
I don't know how. Gonna be honest.
If I
Uh,
could
look-
steal the iron, I would.
I'm
You-
looking at my spells and the
Whilst
What?
Hang on,
I
hang on.
assume that we're down an alley at some point and
hold
slowly
on.
followed him.
AJ,
Mhm.
can I see him?
Yeah, he's not that far. He's still on the main thoroughfare. You
Can I-
you also notice that Court's like getting like a pouch that he keeps his gold in. And you start counting there.
That's fair. Would you say that all the people chasing him are within 20 feet of each other?
I
Probably.
asked the same
Probably, yeah.
question.
I'd like to cast sleep.
All right.
Okay.
Get out of my head.
Roll your 5d8.
Yeah, I have to roll that manually. That's not
Good
bad.
number.
The 2 ones don't help it, you know.
Let me have a look.
Please have hit points of 8.
Well, there's 5 of them.
Fuck. 2.
4.
Are
No.
they the one thing that we wanted them to be, or are they commoners?
I said these guys are just commoners, probably.
Okay, yeah, they all pass out, and then a bunch of other people as well. You take out the 5, and then you take out just a random passerby.
Oh no. I do that. I realize I actually caught someone and I just like hold my hands to like my mouth, just like.
Court just starts putting his gold back in his pouch.
Don't need to pay the bill. Plus.
I thought it would help.
It very much did help as you watch Neurosian escape out of the square with no one following him.
We see as Court walks over to the woman that you've randomly hit as well and is waking her up.
No.
Shakes her awake, yeah.
It's like, but you might
like
want
the
to be a little more careful where you're casting spells like that.
Sorry, I didn't. I didn't notice. I will. Yes, I will.
You were gonna say, Cyrus?
I was just going to count the amount of money that I made from my Benny Hill performance.
Oh.
Could I go back and try and find my iron?
What's
Full
wrong with
gold.
you? What's wrong with you?
Roll investigation.
Dimmy, what's wrong with you?
A lot. Yes!
You see your gold, but you see someone is standing picking it up, but is like, guess I'll take this to a blacksmith. I don't know why it's lying on the street like this.
Free money to trade.
Starts walking to a nearby smith.
Yes, so some random guy's picking up your rocket, Jimmy. What are you doing?
Okay. I'll walk up behind him. I run up behind him. I have a bell.
Mhm.
And I start ringing the bell as I point to what appears to be a smokestack. I was like, guards! Guards! Fire! Fire! I go and try and steal the iron out of his hands.
Roll a
Come on, low roll.
Roll a charisma check and then a sleight of hand.
I swear to Christ, if I have to cast sleep again, I'm gonna kill you.
Okay. And then the sleight of hand.
Damn.
Me. You see
did
a
that,
couple
Jesus.
of guards start making their way, like they start like getting up from seats that they're sitting on, they start making their way, and this guy who's holding the iron, like, it's just suddenly goes like, what the fuck? You've taken the iron, you're running down the street, opposite direction of where you pointed there to be a fire, and then he's like, you hear, of course there's a fire, it's a delicatessen! What?
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 What? Well, the guy who had your rock is like, he looks at his hand, he's like, wait, didn't I? Whatever, and starts walking off. You've successfully escaped somehow
I think we'll,
with your rock.
yeah, I think we'll phase away from this Betty Hill shit as Jakova and Nextra seem to trying to find a place to cook their fish and or look for a place to smoke their fish. You were waiting for a response.
Yeah, I was asking Darian. I pretty much just. I was essentially asking Darian for absolute convenience. We wouldn't have any clue who they are.
Mm.
The people that essentially fled, that Christine and Court found.
Mhm.
I was basically just asking if we could by convenience happen to run into them, they have a smoker they'd let us use.
It's probably not.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
yeah.
If not, I'm basically just looking around.
Oh, good.
Well, if you're gonna find someone to cook fish, like you could either
We were
leave the
going to
city
try a
limits
residence
itself.
place first, or we were going to...
You could potentially hire someone at an inn you're staying at to cook the food for you.
Nah, they're not
Or even
cooking
just
for us. We just
ask to borrow the kitchen.
Yeah, or ask to borrow the kitchen. Otherwise, you either have to, you ask to borrow the kitchen or go outside town and do it. Like you can do it in town. No one's gonna stop you. You just get a lot of weird looks, and guards might
I cannot
be like,
people to borrow the kitchen.
Yeah, we will try to borrow the nearest kitchen we can find.
Yeah, civilian or in.
You make your way to. Let me get my notes up because this is a fuckery town.
Indeed it is.
No idea what you're talking about.
No idea what you're talking about.
Every
I
idea
didn't
we're
write
talking
a
about.
very strange town.
It's a very fun.
They're near the
town.
water, aren't they?
They are. It's
This is a Darian town.
They're probably going to be the Corsairs Lounge, would be the closest end.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You go to an inn called the Corsairs Lounge.
Right, I'm going to immediately approach... I assume the bartender will be the owner, so...
Up to this place, as you walk in, it strikes you as a pretty decently fancy establishment.
Yeah.
Like, there's silks and stuff hanging up on draperies, and you walk in, and there's like booths over there, and there's like nice music being played. It's not like rancorous, but it's also not like light. And you notice that most of the people in there seem to be like either like they're
Aristocrats.
eating, drinking. They probably got like someone by their side, male or female, doesn't matter. And you look around the group and you realize that almost every single person in there is probably some kind of sailor or captain or something.
Yeah, if you was that they're either eating or drinking or talking, but they're also either staring at you as I'm a little shaky on this. Are the two of you wearing skull crowns or just an extra?
I've only
wearing
made
skull
one
crown?
for an extra so far, but once we
Okay.
get some more bones, I will make one for myself.
Yeah,
probably.
they all stare at Anexara. She's got a skull crown on as she walks into this very hoity-toity establishment.
Anish just looks at Jakova as they walk in. She just goes, "This place looks like my mother's room."
What happened with your mother?
She liked finery.
Ah, well, let's try asking anyway. They might let us use the kitchen outside of everyone else, so...
Who might you be?
Does it matter?
Yes, as like this larger man walks up. He's wearing like a nice doublet and is like very fancily dressed. He's like, he walks up. I would like to know who the patrons who enter my establishment are.
Anix kind of brushes her shirt off. She goes, "We're just travelers through. I'm Anix. This is my furry friend. We need to make some food for ourselves, and we're just wondering if we could possibly borrow your kitchen for a little bit."
You
Roll
wish to
persuasion check.
borrow my kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah, we'd just like to borrow it for a little bit. We won't be long.
We just need to smoke some fish.
That sounds like it will take hours, but okay.
Yeah, it took quite a long time. Smoking fish is not a short thing. Do you know how to cook fish?
We can do it when you're closed.
We do not close.
Well, down
Shit.
We'll be out of your hair. We can hide behind or outside the building if you want, while we leave the fish there to smoke, and then come and collect when it's done.
I'm half a mind to ask you to not do it in my building.
Very well.
But can't you be such a kind, lovely sir as you are to allow us, two simple travelers?
He just looks between the two of them. What's in it for me?
What are you after?
Well, would you like to guess? I could give you 3 tries.
I mean, we can fist fight this out if you want.
No, Jakova, we don't punch people all the time.
I would
I
rather
wish you
request you
would
don't
money.
punch people. But yes, money probably to borrow my kitchen. It's not. He like looks over like, I have quite a few guests that are eating or drinking. Borrowing a space in my kitchen is not a light thing to ask. So if you're willing to pay, you may use my kitchen under supervision.
How much are you asking for?
He looks at you, and your obvious like dirty traveler is like,
I'll have you know I
Have-
wash these clothes.
yeah, in a river. It's like, do you know what money? Gold? 2 gold.
I can provide 2 gold. That wasn't a problem.
Perfect. And he holds his hand out.
I just hand him 2 gold, and I'll just deduct that from what I've got. So
Okay. And he waves over another man, like this, like larger looking, obviously like a bouncer of some kind. And he's like, "These fellows are going to borrow our kitchen for a short while. Keep an eye and make sure they don't take anything." And yeah, he like leads you out back to the kitchen area, and you can borrow the use of their kitchen.
Oh
Sweet.
yeah. Time to cook some fish.
Time to fill it and smoke.
They've got smokers set up. Some meals can't use smoked fish. But
Yeah, we're smoking it so it lasts longer for travel.
you both
That
roll
entire
me,
building is gonna reek.
you both roll me
for them.
intelligence checks.
Intelligence, alright. Both of us?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
The entire building's fucked.
Between two of us, we should be able to figure this out.
Jacob, you're very, like, you just put it on a fire and it counts as cooked sort of person.
I know some smoking, but it's been a long time.
Yeah. Meanwhile, and next thing you're like, oh, maybe we want to put a bit of salt, a bit of pepper on this. And at one point, just this like whale triton walks up to you and is like, I can show you what to do if you want.
That would be really nice, thank you.
I would appreciate it. I'm a bit rusty. I haven't been with my tribe in a long time.
They spend a decent amount of time like preparing the fish and showing you how it works, and then did you want it smoked for hours and you come pick up later, or did you want to cook the fish now and then it'll be perishable rations that you'll probably have to eat within the next 3 or 4 days?
I'm fine with waiting around no matter what, so...
Yeah, whichever one will make it last longer.
Okay, so he sets it up to smoke and he's like, if you come back in the evening, I can deliver this to you. Should
That
be done
would be
by then.
amazing. Thank you so much.
Yes, we'll be back.
You cook some fish.
You
Oh, yeah.
leave a very confused cook in your wake.
Yeah, and we'll be back for it later.
Well, that went well.
If it's not there, someone's dying.
I'll say, so going through this, Sarah, what are you doing right now?
Yeah, I was gonna ask this, Sarah, did you have anything in particular you wanted to do while staring at the ocean, or?
Having the big sad.
Having a big
She's
sad?
having a big sad on her.
Roll sad!
Which what do I roll for that?
Hey, that's my shtick.
Negative charisma.
What?
Oh, don't worry. I know this very well. It's either a charisma check or a wisdom saving throw. Pick your poison.
Hang on a second.
I know this very well.
Can I
That's pretty
choose to
sad.
fail?
That's a pretty decent sad.
There's some big sad there.
But did you want to do anything with your big sad, or did you just want to have your big sad and then skip over it for now?
Honestly, like, it really depends on if anyone actually goes to approach her or not. I'm quite happy to have the big sad on my own.
Roll me a
I
d4 then.
I need 2 things real quick.
Mhm.
1, do I have any context as to why I shouldn't be sad? Because I wasn't here.
No.
2,
That's not bad.
did you give me inspiration? I didn't even realize.
Yes, you won my winner of choice last week, so you get.
Oh,
inspiration.
thanks. I'm glad I apparently did something.
Did Sarah have inspiration for something? From last
No,
week.
I don't know why I have a star
From
here.
last
I
week.
might just
Because
get
you
it.
had it last week, but you didn't use it.
No, yeah, I did.
I legit.
You're right at the
No,
end
no,
of
no,
the
like you
session.
didn't lose it until after session when you used it, sort of deal. But I didn't take it off then.
I legit completely forgot I had that star. Nice.
Like, theoretically, yeah, if Sarah's out there, would it be, like, are you in a location where the Jakova and Nexara, who just left this establishment, may see you?
Probably. She's still close to the town. She's just at the river.
Or the one
And
for
we
the
will
other-
gladly approach.
Why are you having a big sad?
Yeah.
What is big sad you speak of?
So, how close to the water, out of curiosity?
I'm guessing that if there was like a pier or something, she'd be probably either sitting at that.
That works. We're gonna walk up to you.
Push you in.
What are you doing all the way out here, Missy?
I'm just having a big sad.
Just thought I'd get some fresh air.
I mean, it's salty.
Yeah, it's
At the point, it's very
Yeah.
salty.
it's a little different, I guess. Yeah.
You do look like something is bothering you, though.
guess so.
I mean, if you would like a way to distract yourself and potentially cheer up, I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
Stand up and face me.
Okay. She
Alex.
stands up and faces you.
Confused.
Okay. Now
Roll
put
a
your hands
strength
out.
Saving throw.
Okay. She puts her hands out.
I put my hands out as well, and then go to pick her up.
And throw her in the water.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I offer to pick her up. She can willingly decline this if she wishes.
She's tentative, but okay.
Okay, so I'm picking you up.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to carry you towards the start of the pier first. Basically the
For
dock.
fuck's sake.
You're not going to throw me in. Please don't throw me in. I haven't learned how to swim.
You'll be fine, trust me. An extra, clear the way.
I've got my traveling gear on. Please don't do this.
I'm going to proceed to run down the dock
Oh my
and
God.
jump off with both of us.
What are you doing?
Wait, you're actually committing?
Roll
Yes.
for cannonball.
Cannonball?
Do a strength check.
Strength check?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
That's a decent sized cannonball as you run.
I'm at least, once we're in there, I'm making sure she's not drowning, as in keeping her above the water somewhat, but
Yeah, as
Gosh,
as
I know we had
you
to appear to look down.
as you jump, you grab her like you from this like princess carrier position you had her in, I guess. You raise her above your head, dunk your legs in, and splash into the water. She's floating on.
what-
She's floating there, but she's
yeah,
still
once
wet.
our heads are both fully above again. See, now that was much more fun.
Oh, what? It's cold.
Yes, but you aren't sad now. You're just confused.
He has a point.
I guess.
It's fine.
Get out now.
I'll take you back to shore. Don't worry. Yeah, from there I'll just swim back and help her get back up onto the dock.
You get to a nearby ladder that they've got for situations like this, where people just grab you and run off the dock.
Because you have the big said.
But they, yeah, you're back on land. Both of you soaking wet.
Anyway, the lesson I was trying to give you here is more of a, if you're sad, don't be afraid to take some dives in life. Sometimes the unexpected can be distracting.
Can I tell you something?
It didn't help.
It's a lovely thought. I don't get that luxury in life, I'm afraid.
I'm just trying to make your life a little more exciting. I don't exactly plan to interact too much with everyone.
I appreciate. It's lovely. I just wish that I could live a normal life sometimes.
Then why don't you just go do that? Go find some person, marry them, have kids. That's what people normally do, right?
I wish I could. Listen, I don't. If I don't do what I am supposed to do, then lots of things could happen. Like, a lot of very bad things could happen.
That may be so, but you're letting fate decide your path.
You should decide
Hey.
your own.
Fate is my path.
You'll come to understand eventually.
Maybe you'll come to understand me.
Yes, but shall we go find the others so you can dry off?
Yes, please.
Jakuvra's pretty much just shaken off a lot of water from the fur at this point, but
Fair.
anyway, with that interaction, I will let go from wherever here.
So you make your way out of the water, wet and cold, or less wet but still less cold but still wet, and you start heading back into the town. At the same time, around this point, Nerisian probably catches back up with Osiris, Christine, and Court, who have left that square at that point. What are you all planning on doing? You're trying to meet up, but you going anywhere in particular, or are you just moseying around the city?
I'm literally moseying around the city. I probably would find them at some point. I'd go up to Osiris and like, so I heard the banjo playing while I was making my getaway. I can assume that was thanks to you guys?
I did
Yes.
nothing.
How much did you make? And I look over at Osiris.
I made 4 gold pieces.
pretty good haul.
And you're just a little ball of chaos, are you?
A little madness here and there makes everything better for wear.
You're a very confusing individual.
I'm not sure.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm not sure if I'm the kind of person to agree to that.
Well, Christine, did you want to go and try to find that place?
I mean, should we?
That's up to you. Do you want to find it or do you want to ignore it? It's up. You do you.
I just, I don't know what to really do with this information. It feels like it's a bit out of my field.
Care to divulge the information?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
So while the crowd was rallied by the one on the fountain, I managed to overhear two individuals talking about they're talking about taking care of a witch, which may be presumed to be the queen, the elven queen. I couldn't really take in a whole lot, as a lot was happening at the time, but they were talking about potentially enacting some kind of plan tonight against her, or like something along that. But also, the court told me that she's not even here. So it's just very confusing. They said that they were going to meet at a place called the Copper Rod, and the only name I managed to pick out from all of it was Fennel.
So what you're saying is it more or less the start of a revolution.
Potentially, yeah.
Because if they're not here, they can't do anything at the moment unless their whole goal is to gain followers and hope to expand whatever it is they are planning.
But if it isn't the queen that they're talking about in terms of the witch, it doesn't. I don't know anyone else, at least in the political sort of figure, that would meet that requirement in terms of the eyes of the people, for the assumption. And a lot of what I've read, they would call the queen a witch, mainly because of her elven heritage in relation to a more drow-like.
I would say, given the what it is, you don't know what an elf is.
No,
You just say her, probably Fae, of sort of foreign
Fae?
heritage of some kind.
Oh, I thought I'd at least know the name, but not what the fuck an elf is.
No, and like, she is the only one that's around. She's a weird, like, strange, like, alienish features and stuff, and doesn't seem to age. But you don't know what an elf is. No one.
I say that then because I thought I at least knew the basic of, like, it's just the name. I don't know. I wouldn't know anything else. I thought I'd just say the Fae then. Replace elf with Fae.
Easy done.
Easy done.
Would I know about Fae?
Not really.
I'm not even going to attempt that.
Alright.
Are you concerned with what they have planned? Does it affect you or any of us in any way, shape, or form? Or is this sort of a good Samaritan situation?
I mean, could a revolution encapsulate us in some way?
There's a lot of states on this country. Not all of them affect one another.
Exactly. But I don't feel like this is any concrete to give to anyone else. This is more so, I guess it could be like base speculation, if anything.
Well, if you don't want to decide now, at least we can try to find the other three and talk it out and discuss what you heard. Maybe sit down, have a drink somewhere, get ready for the night.
We walking towards them or like heading that way?
You're
Yes.
walking towards, away from the coast. At least that much is the case, because it's not a small city.
We'd just be walking.
Pretty much. Some people giving you weird looks as two of you are dripping wet. And your curve would be very fuzzy, because you just like shook all the water off of you.
It was worth it.
Thankfully, my diary wasn't on my hand when I jumped.
Yes.
I would
Yeah,
have
you
very
would be fine.
quickly snatched the diary up off the pier.
Well, Christine, from what you're describing, it does sound like a coup d'état, at least for some power in this city.
Like, if anything, I would be a bit worried about you if somehow you managed to get caught up in all this. They don't like, well, your kind, really. I know it's got to do with this Fae person, but I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, it just seems worrying, really.
Look, if you're that worried about it, and I can totally understand why anyone would be, we'll tell the others, and we'll go scope this place out tonight. I'm very good at getting in and getting out. If I get caught, then it's just me getting caught.
Something.
But
Okay.
if it is what you are saying it is, then innocents could get hurt. And some people in law enforcement might be in on it, so I'm not saying don't tell them, but we don't have any concrete proof.
Exactly. I'm just kind of unsure. Is all.
Then I guess we should find the others and talk about it as a group. And maybe somewhere a little less private than the street.
I'd like to say that Sarah would
Yes.
probably
Oh, we're in the middle of the street when we're
A little more
discussing this, right?
Hell yeah.
be.
Everybody, come see the Great Osiris perform at the Where's the tavern we're going to?
You're gonna get
That's
run
a good
out.
question. We should probably go find one, shouldn't we?
You're gonna
At
get run out.
that tavern over there, and I point in a random direction.
I don't
There's
even
no-
know which tavern to send you to.
There's no snow on you, Dimmy.
It's fine. Well,
I know, I'm saying Osiris is performing over there.
We'll do a teleport thing later, but
Yeah.
around an hour or so later, the two groups seemingly meet as you're walking around each other.
You eventually get to each other. You find some inn. There's a few to pick from in the city. The one Jakurva and Exar have already found, the Corsair's Lounge. You come across another one called the Copper Rubber, and there's a third one called the Watchful Guardian. Which of the three would you like to pick?
I got no stake in this.
We'll go with the third one.
The Watchful Guardian?
You know what I'm
sure.
voting?
Alright, well, I'll say we'll probably take a break pretty soon because we've been going for an hour and a half-ish.
Yeah.
But as you go in, the Watchful Guardian, the sign is of a skeletal soldier standing at get ready. You go in, there's two, you see this it's probably close to the busiest part of the day as you guys go in there. And you see there are two bartenders standing behind them who are these large, mechanical men, beings. Yeah.
In a layman's terms, they're warforged, but your characters will know that.
Could I be a Warforged?
No.
I'm immediately intrigued by their appearance.
Yeah, they look like
I think
basically
I am too.
pieces of armor, but not empty.
Cool.
I see
You
it
know
as
what
a
we'll
trig and I say behave.
Oh.
Not going to do that much.
I don't
We should-
believe you.
We should probably take a bio break now, as it's been
Yeah,
going for a
we'll
while,
break.
and we'll come back with more shenanigans after the fact.
I feel like those things would be a thing I'd reach out to touch.
Yeah, see where that goes. But yeah, we'll come back and find out how that all ends up.
Yes.
As a few party members attempt to molest some Warforged bartenders.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
Don't know if you can say
Okay.
that.
All right, well, back in 10 or so minutes as we enjoy a bio break. Go and do what you need to do.
How could you
Eh.
try to molest the Warforged?
I know I fucked up the moment I said anything, but I'm like, you know what? It's worth it. It's worth it. Keep going. Keep going.
Hey, commit to the bit regardless of how deep it goes. I'll
Yes,
always
sometimes-
stand by that.
You commit. Like, that's what you do.
Improv comedy is always having things.
Yeah, it works
Yeah.
out well in fucking Icewind too.
Sometimes
Uh-huh,
the only option is to double
Yes,
down.
it does.
Double, triple,
honestly,
and
you ever
quadruple down.
Yeah, if you ever find yourself in a situation where you fucked up, you don't know what you're doing, but you had a plan, You may as well at that point double, triple, and quadruple down on it.
Yeah, that guy
Don't
from
step back.
that guy from SAO Bridge. That's what he did.
Yeah, you double, triple, quadruple down.
I like
It's fucked up if you do anyway.
No, I had a plan because I told Darian this. I was like, I'm just gonna drop the ball bearings and maybe throw the iron at someone's foot if they beat the ball bearings. No, they all fit. Okay, make me get away. No, you don't. Fuck.
I'm just shocked I had sleep. I completely forgot about that.
Do you actually know Infernal?
Casually speaks Infernal.
Like out of character, I'm asking.
Common Dwarvish Giant Infernal.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't.
In character, obviously, you would have no idea what we're discussing. I know.
Yeah, Damon. I spelled Damon, right?
Damon.
Damon.
That's my brother Damon.
Yeah, I did DNA wrong. Whoops. It's a Damon.
Don't worry, we're not plotting anything. I mean, Sarah would have just had two people talking and demon next to her.
Did you like my people fall from the sky encounter?
I didn't get to see it. I feel so confused because I feel like I missed the cool part.
I'm sad I missed my stick roll against Nerisian.
Just some adventurers you guys met fell down from the sky.
On the sandwich.
And then
I mean, I will say it's interesting to meet like other adventurers. I always find those sort of dynamic interesting. But
Where's
to
the
just
arrow come in?
come from the elemental plane of air.
There's something
Not
like
only
I
that,
missed there.
That'll be us in 10 levels.
They didn't just come from the elemental plane of air. They fell out of the elemental plane of air.
Yeah,
Oh,
whilst using their clothes as a transportation. Oh, that's a transmutation.
Yeah.
Not the other one.
When you don't have any solid
There was
objects
no
to make
sword
it a
objects to make the thing, so she had to use her robes to form the sigils to teleport. We thought about this a lot. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, we enjoyed this conversation quite a bit.
I
Writing
have
stuff
made
is-
note of that. Case of emergency, use clothes. Have to use somebody else's. I don't wear clothes.
Something got lost, or something wasn't asked there, which is sad, but we'll find out later. So,
look, I wasn't there, okay?
I know.
I would have asked all the questions. Like, what the fuck? And what the fuck?
And bro,
And
what
who's
the
the
fuck?
fuck?
And whoops the fuck? And what the fuck?
I'll say they did
Why
answer
the
the
fuck?
question of whom's the fuck and why the fuck.
But
At
not
least
what?
those, partially at least.
Okay, that's all I need. Now
We'll
I
go and
need
get a drink and do what you need to.
I'm doing more typing.
So, yeah.
Are we ready?
I'm like half of the session behind, so I need to type.
We were behind the scenes. We were planning stuff out because we're like, oh, we'll have one or two encounters. We'll have one encounter between each pass, so there'll be stuff to do. And then we was like, oh, by the way, the trip is actually 20 days. I'm like, oh, I guess we need to write more. Spent the last 2 weeks writing more because we figured out that we were wrong with our math.
Math hard, man.
But hey, now we've got the math working in our favor.
Did I immediately like ruin that guy's speech?
No, he had his entire. He really had most of his speech. The important, let's get people riled up and fight the government speech.
Okay.
But Benny Hill though.
But it'll happen. It's a good
Definitely the highlight.
If this stream ever goes on YouTube, that's going to be the highlight reel right there. Every time Osiris plays Benny Hill to cover up an Irisu.
Yeah, it's gonna be a running gag, along with your scrap of iron.
Just call this episode Yakety Sax on Banjo.
Oh, no, hang on.
I already
It's
called
not
it
a running-
well,
it's not a running
well.
gag. I've made a promise to myself and to Darian. I will find a use for that scrap of iron every session. So it was a worthwhile deal in the first place.
Use is a strong word.
Involvement at best.
So now I'm down 1,000 ball bearings.
Just get some more. Use the iron you've got, go to a blacksmith and get him to forge you ball bearing.
My god, that sounds smart. Let's not do it.
I've got 17 intelligence. I have 5 more uses for this ball bearing.
Hey, what the fuck?
Me?
Mine's 11.
Yeah.
Dude, you're smart as
Why,
normal.
why do you think my investigation is +5?
I'm meant to be the history nerd, I guess.
It's 'cause you
Got an
roll
11.
really good.
I roll well, yeah, that's it.
That's a special skill. Big number.
Big number, go wow. Don't worry, my history's got a +2 though.
But do I know that if I gather enough Redditors that we can buy at GameStop?
Shut up.
I'm having a
Okay.
look at
If I invest my gold, it makes number go up, and then I take my gold back with big number.
I came back and Shirayama's playing.
I just want numbers to go up. That's all I want.
Numbers are great.
I know a game for that.
What is it?
Adventure Capitalist.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna say calculator.
It's the one that I'm always playing, even though I should really stop playing this damn game.
Idle Clicker?
It is an idle game. It's literally called numbers going up.
Numbers go up. That's all I'm saying. Literally, every time I talk to one of my friends, like when we talk about like anything RPG related, we level up, or we just goes like, okay, numbers go up now. We get new armor, numbers go up. Does numbers go up? I want it. If it don't, I don't want it.
Sometimes
I
they go
am
down.
convinced we solved
That's not
Sarah's
good.
problem.
Depression?
Sometimes you get one number and it becomes 2 number now.
How do you solve depression?
Dance.
Number.
I need, like, if you figured out how to solve that, give me that information. I need it for my real life.
No, I just feel like she's not going to trust Yakuba nearly as much now.
Nope. You start
How's that
doing
help?
things and I'm just like, oh no.
Just confused, like the whole like jumping into the water thing kind of confuses her. The talking in demon speak confuses her even more.
I feel like I feel like if I was here, I would have just thrown her in. I
I
don't know
imagine
why.
Infernal would be a pretty scary
Oh,
sounding
they're
language.
speaking Abyssal.
Oh,
They're
what
Infernal.
else? I don't
They're
even
speaking
know.
infernal. They're infernal.
Are they?
I have no idea.
Yeah, speaking
Yeah.
Infernal.
Yeah, they're infernal.
I had
Interesting.
to add a bunch of languages to myself.
I don't know
Bother doing
Abyssal,
that.
I only know Infernal.
That's smart of you,
Why is
actually.
everyone
Just-
I
Probably
know
he's Kelly Ryan.
Arquin, and that's it.
I'm so proud of you for having
confused
a
myself
language
with
that
some
involves
boy.
drowning.
I know a few languages.
The only
Oh.
correct way to speak Aquan is while dying.
I also happen to know Sylvan.
When you're a researcher, you do learn a lot of languages. Don't worry, level 4, gang linguist. Let's go. Let's go.
Best
What a waste.
fate. Best fate.
What a
What
waste.
even is comprehend languages?
Yeah, I don't need that. I am comprehend languages.
I mean, it's.
Yep, no, you're
I,
right.
don't, I think that it needs to have a +1 to buff linguist, a +1 to hit.
It does.
It is such a nothing feat. Why would you grab
Dude,
linguist?
I get some fucking
Fucking
languages.
field.
I mean, it's really good for certain things. Most D&D games, though, unless you're playing a heavy RP game, you're never gonna want to take it.
Or you have access to tongues.
Yeah, Warlock.
Borrowed.
I've got a quick question
Mhm.
for our benevolent dungeon masters.
Who
Does
said benevolent?
Jack of all trades? Yep, that's what I said.
No, who
Was
said
it right?
Jack of all trades
Oh.
should work for death saves, right?
No, I'm asking whether it works for initiative.
Yes. Well, it's
Doesn't
meant.
it say? Doesn't it say
Just
skill
ability
checks?
checks.
Ability
checks.
checks.
Hang on.
Okay.
Let me
well,
let me quickly get up.
Any ability check you make that doesn't already include proficiency bonus, so...
That would count.
I would
with-
say yeah, actually, because
Yeah.
initiative is an ability check because it's just dexterity, and you can get proficiency in it because don't barbarian. No, some classes get skills where you get proficiency in that shit.
Yeah.
Or add proficiency modifier to it. I'd say yes, personally.
Swashbuckler gets to
I'm
add
fine
to
with
it.
that.
Charisma to it, yeah.
I don't
Have we
really
had our
see-
10 yet?
I would say if is everyone back? Mim's still a deafened and mutant.
Just waiting on them.
Hey, people who might or might not be watching, I can't read what you're saying because I don't have Twitch up because Twitch is broken for me. Either way, thanks for
No
either
one's
being here or
sick.
not being here.
It's okay, no one's watching. No, there's people
Yeah,
watching. There's no one's typing.
Oh, cuts deep.
Oh, I'm one of them. Yeah, it's us free. It's us free.
Nice. No one needs to watch this shit.
Every single time I turn it on, it freezes.
There's 3 people watching and they're all here.
Good for them.
Ow.
This is just for me anyway.
This is just for me.
The stream
It's
is
just
to...
a library of shenanigans.
Yeah, the stream
I
is
feel so
supposed to be a
awkward now.
library for the group. It doesn't matter.
God, I'm gonna cringe at this library in about a year's time.
Go
Welcome
for
back,
it.
by the way.
Nah, man, it's great.
No, I got my
The
own
number
personal
one reason
problems.
why I started these streams was for, like, I wanted just a gallery or someone could be like, look at this stupid shit I did with my friends, and they've got evidence to back up for the stupid shit that they did with their friends.
So
See,
we all back now?
Yeah,
I-
it's
see, I-
Fix or it
feel
didn't
like-
happen.
I feel like I would feel awkward though in the first half of Strahd because that was before I came out.
Oh,
Strahd went
best
fine.
background music is playing.
Okay, so everyone's back now?
I
Please.
believe so.
Yeah, everybody be back.
Okay.
Everyone's
So-
good to start. Let's do this shit.
You all walk into... you all are approaching the bar where these two warforged are standing.
What shenanigans will you do to immediately get yourselves kicked out of said bar?
Oh, easy.
I'll look at them.
Fireball.
Look at my respirator. Look at them. Look at my respirator. I'm like,
I can make you.
greetings. Us two will be performing. The rest of you guys, we need rooms. We need rooms. Yeah.
The two of them just look at each other. One of them looks down and goes, "Hello. You're performing?
Yes.
Are they automated?
When available. Give about an hour.
They just look between each other again for a brief moment. The other one just shrugs and he goes, "Okay. Rooms? How many?"
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
12.
6
Have-
rooms.
Have we caught up yet?
Yeah, you're all there now.
Okay.
So yeah, there is quite an interesting look, because like they do look at the dripping wet Sarah and Jakova, or you might not be dripping wet because you can just use prestidigitation to clean yourself. It's up to you.
She's stunned. She hasn't
Yeah,
even
there you go.
thought of it.
Prestidigitation.
Freak
Yeah.
weather we're having, is it?
If need be, I will try and lead her over to a fire to stand there.
See, I would do that, but I have told it dead, so I can't do that.
Hey, it's Mirror. Hey, Mirror.
So
She
We have
can't
one
just
person
let
watching.
herself be led.
I will I'll go and go up to the counter. I'm like, so, who made you? Your craftsmanship is superb.
Who made you?
Oh god.
Hey.
I don't know.
He's like, who made you? They could have done a better job.
Yeah, that's the other one. Like time tunes in with that one.
That's fucking funny.
What powers you?
It's a good question. I'm gonna assume
Magic.
life.
Magic?
Oh.
Like, both.
No,
Magic
probably
Let
and
me
not.
life.
check. Do you mind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm
One
I'm a
immediately
single
says
powers.
yeah. Say it again, sorry.
I'm gonna try and see what powers these guys.
Okay,
So then-
but the one person, one of them is immediately like, yes, this does bother me.
The other one is just like, no, go away. We are busy. The inn needs tending.
So they're
If you do
not.
not need our help, please leave.
So they're not automated.
No, we are not. Thank you for noticing.
Oh.
Why do you assume that everything mechanical is automated?
I've not seen anything like this.
Neither have I, but I know better not to assume.
Welcome
Dear.
to LOL. I'll say,
One of
Kim,
us
make-
is
make-
an asshole. The other one is also an asshole. Find
There's
the
no way.
asshole.
There's no way I feel I would have taken any notice to anything like this before.
I'll say, just make me a little perception check.
perception.
Yeah.
7.
Never mind.
Robot be talking to me, and it also offended
It
me.
was more like you might have noticed something you through the city, but you didn't notice shit. Good for you.
Yeah.
You don't
dude,
see race.
I see color. Wait, no.
wait.
Take that back. I have dark vision.
So, 6 rooms.
6. And I point to myself to have one, the turtle to have one, the bird to have one, and then the 2 girls and Court.
That's math.
So wait, so it's Osiris gets 1, Nerisian gets 1, and Exara gets 1. Curva gets 1.
That's
No,
7.
Curva doesn't get one.
Sarah
I-
and Christine share 1, and Court gets 1.
Yeah.
I made it
Oh.
clear that I sleep outside on trees or roofs.
Then 5 rooms.
He's really saving the gold.
Court looks at like, the 2 girls and she goes, "Do you want to bunk together? You can have my room if you want."
You can have another.
She-
What about
she's
you?
up with the side, actually.
I'll
She
take
wouldn't
his
do that.
reference to the cat.
I mean,
She's sort of like out of it.
I'm
I
not.
go up to Sarah. I wave my hands in front of her. I take out the trumpet.
Can I push the trumpet down his throat?
Try it.
Yeah, make a strength check.
Make a try
Careful.
check.
Damn
So you reach
Oh,
over
no,
to
you
try and like
can't.
grab the trumpet as he goes to blare it, and it's like he sees you coming and just like back steps, so you catch
He
like a
would be
full...
well aware by now I don't like him that much, so...
Yeah.
That's fair.
So like, you basically like you go to swipe the trumpet, you miss, and you just catch a full blast of his trumpet right in the side of your head as he does that. It's loud.
Please
And
stop
I
that or
will
we'll
reach
kick
to
you
go
out.
somewhere else.
Sorry,
Are you performing? Is this what we can expect for the future?
Yeah, otherwise, don't perform.
Are you kidding me? That's basically the brown notes. It's not music yet.
Then why would you do it?
Please do not do that inside of our establishment.
I think he was just trying to
Wake
me
her up inside, yes.
She's a little
yeah.
distracted because of my attempt to make her happier.
Okay.
I
The
like
one,
this
the one guy bartender looks at the other one and just goes like, "Good luck," and just walks out this back, like, out of back door.
Wow.
That'll be
Wait,
12
so they're
gold.
leaving us in the tavern alone?
That'll be
No.
6 gold.
There's the one, basically one of the bartenders left. The other one's still there.
Okay. So, yeah, what? 5 rooms?
5 gold.
Cool. You pay the man, and I immediately go head up to my room.
You do
Just
not
look
get
to the
the
next
key
person.
to your room until you get the money.
I'm going upstairs anyway. I don't
So
have
who's
any
paying
money
the
to
man?
You're just paying the man.
I'll pay the man.
I'll help. Let's go, Hobbs.
I think I'm poor.
2.5. Alright.
make. You're poor.
What happened to my gold? I feel like I've used my gold last time. I didn't
You did, you
realize.
bought a potion.
Oh, I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
Father would be happy.
Could have bought half 100 gold piece worth of pearl with that. Just saying.
Oh, look. If you... Fuck you.
Can I,
Fuck you.
did the Tin Man give a name?
No
haven't
one asked
yet.
them.
Designation 1, that is his name.
No,
Excuse
I'm
me,
Destination 5.
you, didn't get your name.
Are you asking the one who's leaving or the one who's behind the bar?
The one behind the bar.
That's you, AJ.
Jetty.
Jesse, do you happen to know the time?
He goes outside.
It's
Walks,
exactly 3 knots.
opens the door, looks at the sun. Around 6
Sun's out.
p.m.
Well, the sun's moved enough. I look to an extra. I'm gonna go collect the fish in about an hour.
Should we check now?
I mean, we can start heading now.
We're here anyway.
Yeah, I guess. Let's go.
Court's like, before you leave, probably we should have a quick conversation.
God damn it, old man! I want my fish.
I don't care. We have something to talk about. Why,
make-
why do you have a fish? Why don't
There,
care?
there are plenty of fish in the sea.
We're cooking some fish in this
I
place.
hate you.
I'll see myself out.
yeah, you should.
Did
You
you want
should.
to order fish for dinner?
I will go sit down.
No.
Wait for court to
Okay.
continue.
Court starts heading up to his room, like, let's go talk upstairs in the rooms we just hired. Come on.
You just get the light grumble of like a lion's roar.
Kitty.
Kitty.
He Jetty hands the keys over to you, and make your way upstairs. You enter. You see Nerisium like trying every door to see which one is his, but realizes he doesn't have a key for any of them.
I mean, I got lockpicks. I could lockpick a door open.
You'd be kicked
What's
out,
that
but
do?
go for it.
Nah. I respect these guys too much.
You may just break into someone's room.
You
Just comes
Get
walking up and
keys.
and goes, "Come on!" And like opens one of the rooms and goes inside.
Walks.
so the girl's doubling.
I guess.
Do you
Yeah.
want to? Yeah.
Do you want
Koto's
to?
asked, he's like, "Do you
I-
want to have separate rooms? You can have my room. I can get my own."
No, it's okay. It's fine.
I feel like I just abstain.
Okay.
From sleeping,
You
from room.
abstain from sleep?
No, just abstain. Like doesn't care. Like
Okay.
it's just
Uh,
like sort
I
of.
don't want to seem rude.
Each
He
their own,
enters,
I guess. Okay.
Yeah, he enters your room with the 2 beds. And he takes a spot next to it. He grabs the chair that's there and then sits on it and then gestures for everyone else to sit down.
I'm sitting on the
Exit.
bed.
Or stand up, or just be nearby.
I'm
I will
sitting on my
stand and
bed.
stretch.
We get in the room, close the damn door so we can start talking.
Actually, once the door's closed, I'll lean against it.
That's very cool looking.
No, it's because I want to leave.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So, Christine, do you want to tell them what you've told me and Osiris and Narisi, and then you can all talk about this and decide something, hopefully?
There was a very loud speech happening near the center-ish of the square. Atop the fountain, like one of the people from the crowd stood up and almost started encouraging like a sort of change, almost as if like an uprising or like a sort of revolution, that sort of sense. But it didn't seem a whole like much of an issue. It just seemed like people just being unhappy with how things were. But then in the crowd I managed to hear 2 individuals talking about a witch, like potentially referring to the queen. Like from what I've read, she's something in relation to the Fae. Whether or not that relates to being a witch or that sort of sense, I'm not quite sure. It could just be a derogatory way to sort of talk about her. But the one thing that sort of got me wondering was that they were potentially going to enact something tonight. I don't know exactly what they're doing either. The only other bits of information I have is a place called the Copper Rod and one named Fannel. That's all I managed to pick up before the crowd started getting louder and they started to disperse.
What was the place called again?
The Copper Rod.
Sounds like a nice bronze place.
Blank stare.
Could it be similar to the Copper Rubber, like the other inn?
Probably. I mean, definitely, yeah. So, this does sound like a coup d'etat, or at least attempt to grab power.
It's just very weird sort of hearing all this, because most of the other people just seemed unhappy. This seems like some genuine uprising. It's more so about who would get caught in the crossfire on this.
Well, would you like to join their ranks and find out what they're actually planning?
No.
I didn't mean you. I'm more asking in the sense it would get us better info.
No, no, thank you. I'm
And
not.
I mean, at the end of the day, if we do decide to help for whatever reason we end up helping, it'd be interesting having a queen in our back pocket who more or less owes us a favor of some kind.
That is the thing that confuses me, actually. You mentioned the queen, the witch they call her.
Yeah,
She is not in this city.
yeah.
This land has
That's-
a queen.
Well, not queen. The empress is in Telnorus with the monarch.
So, but I
Is
don't.
there a,
The hardest thing to figure out is what they're talking about when they talk about a witch. other than relation to her. It's just very
Is it
perplexing.
is it because she's different looking?
Probably. She does from what I've heard, she has some magic, at least not a crazy amount. People don't particularly like her a lot in some places because, well,
I've heard
know.
rumors. Well, I've heard some things that she's not human per se.
definitely not human.
She's something magical, something new, I guess.
Oh, very old.
Question. I take it nobody here would know if the Queen or any of the royal family are visiting in town.
I feel if they were, we'd probably have seen something a bit more interesting when we came into town.
Would be fair, yes.
It won't
Plus,
help.
if they were here, I kind of doubt the town would be as rowdy as it has been.
Could I perhaps offer to just keep an ear open while I collect my fish? We seem to be going to a place filled with fancy sailors.
Yeah, you can do so.
I've been around pirates before. Yeah, it would work.
I'm just unsure as to what the ends are and who will be affected, that's the main worrying thing for me, because I don't know if it will affect anyone here, but I don't know, just the chance.
Christine,
You can only go so far as a good Samaritan.
I know, but I don't. It's not. I'm not saying I want to do this. It's just that I don't really want to be around if something major happens. But I also don't want to feel like I could have done something.
Okay. How about this? If you don't want to personally get involved in this, but you just want someone to check it out,
I'm not skilled in that area at all. No.
that's fine. That is completely fine. I'll go check it out. Alright?
Hmm.
I'm very, very good at hiding.
You can do a history. The kingdom, the Amarician Empire is a very well-established being. It's one of the it's probably the youngest nation besides the dwarves, but no one knows what the dwarves are.
Maybe chill.
But it's still old. It's still a couple hundred years old. But it is a center of trade. It has a lot of allegiances lying with Ghislaine and Drakazul. You don't know if they would help fight a civil war or not, if they pick sides. But a nation this big collapsing in and of itself because of a civil war could lead to some terrible political things.
It would probably affect my paladin job too.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah, it depends on like how aligned the paladins
Security
are to the
would probably
country.
go up.
Yeah.
Well,
But
with
maybe a
that,
higher pay.
I'm going to leave the rest of the scouts and leave.
I'm gonna follow the kitty cat.
We'll be back later, guys.
A lot of this was just stuff I picked up. I don't know how to properly make of this. Like, it just seems, again, just shady, and there's just something that I'm not getting, and I feel like that information could be a bit helpful.
It seems like anger towards something that's different.
We
That's
could
not one.
potentially find out some more information, like a little bit more, gather some intel, and then proceed to the
If-
highest person that'll talk to us, tell them what's
Exact-
going on, and then you'll feel like that
Exactly.
you haven't done nothing, at least.
Exactly. Like, the main thing is just I don't know what the end goal is.
Because people are
And
weird to get involved with such politics.
Exactly, but I don't want to be caught in the crossfire.
Okay. Christine, you might not want to hear this. No,
Then I won't listen.
Okay, fair enough. But
Stop talking.
if this is what you say it is, innocent people will get hurt. No matter how far this spreads, how far this goes, innocent people are going to die. Same as if this doesn't happen. If you can't have that on your conscience, that's fine. I'll go and investigate myself. You can stay back here. I'll report everything I see back to you, just to make you happy.
Why do people have to die?
Because that's the way the world works. And I'll leave.
I don't want to admit it, but he's not wrong. It is unfortunately the way the world works, and no matter how many people try and change it, it's just the way it is, the way it stays.
I just sit down on the bed.
Well, I guess we're going to wait for some more info from Nursian, I guess. And be less sad. So bye. And Court just walks out.
Asshole.
That shit's heavy. I'm not in on that. I'm gonna go to have a drink and sit down and not cry.
I'm gonna go chase after Nursian.
Okay.
One person is not a good idea.
Can the four of you who have left out roll me perception checks?
Oh no.
I feel like that's
Sight
Mr.
beyond sight.
Balance.
Make some
The
for me.
ultimate pair.
Balance.
As all
Balanced.
things should
That's
be.
all
The cycle of life continues.
Let's just assume Nexa is distracted by the smell of the smoked fish on arrival.
What is the smell of fish? This fish.
The other two?
I assume Osiris and Nereus.
Never seen
Oh, I
and-
wasn't sure which other two you were
Oh, sorry,
referring to.
yeah.
My apologies.
We're not outside.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, Ursian and Osiris.
Dude, we chilling.
Dude, they're chill.
Okay.
Alright, now get a 13 and then it's perfectly balanced. Shit.
Okay. So the two of you, Osiris and Ursian, head off to the copper rubber. You head off to the copper rubber, and we'll jump back to you later. We'll quickly deal with this fish thing first. You guys jump back to the Corsair's Lounge. You go in, you see this whale chef is waiting for you with baking, like deli paper wrapped fish, smoked fish that you have.
I will actually approach and bow to him out as thanks, because he's earned my respect.
Yeah, Annex will copy the kitty.
If this is
Thank you for your assistance.
If this is your first time eating fish, watch out for little bones.
I mean, I've eaten through a carapace before. I'm sure we'll be fine.
Okay then. Yeah.
I suppose that's a little weird for people in towns to hear.
You eat what you gotta eat, man. I assume you're adventurous.
Anyway, thank you. Do you want anything for your service, a favor or something?
If you find some interesting things to be used for ingredients, you can bring them back here and I can see what can be done with them.
We'll certainly keep an eye out. And a nose. I think... Oh, right. I did have one brief question between us.
Yes.
Have you heard any, like, strange rumors from any of the sailors or anything?
Regarding...
So who was watching over you guys when you first came here? Is still following you when you come back, and he's just like, "May you're in a port city." Yes.
Oh, okay. Let me.
Any
Like
specifics?
strange rumors related to royalty.
There was some sailors came in today talking about some protesters this morning. Talking about getting the now king back on his throne.
Any idea where we could find them to just see what they had to say?
Not here. Those types cannot afford to stay in this place.
Understandable.
They'd usually be in the fountain. They'll probably be there at least once a week spouting off this stuff.
Yeah, we'll just keep an eye out. I assume they look like many of the other sailors in that.
Yeah, the men who came here, but I don't know if they're part of the whole protesting thing.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Okay.
Well, keep
Do
safe.
you have anything else you need?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get out of your lobby, I guess.
As you go to leave, the bouncer guy looks at the chef and is like, "Who the hell were they?"
Friends, I guess. I don't know, they paid the owner.
Whatever. Yeah, you guys leave.
Yay, we have fish.
Shakova, with your nat 20 before. As you're walking down back towards the area, NX, you're completely just the smells of the spices coming from the fish is enticing to you, and you're wanting to.
I'm just holding the
pick it.
fish and like lifting bits and sniffing it. I'm just completely focused on that.
You see as three men who are cloaked and acting very shiftily walking up to a door and knock on it. And you see as someone opens the door, notices who the three men are, closes the door, and then a minute or so later is coming out with an additional cloak. And it's hooded cloak, so they can't really see who they are. And with this nut 20, so you see like the sides are bulging as if they're carrying weapons or something.
With the nat 20 as well, you probably see like, yeah, they definitely have. It looks like they're carrying some weapons. One of them seems to be carrying rope of some kind, and they keep heading off into the city.
Am I
Not
able
heading in the same. They're heading in a different direction that you were going.
Yeah. Am I able to, like, maybe get a bit of their scent?
Yeah, with the nat 20, I'd say you can.
Just something I can track them with later. That's
Maybe not something that will
maybe
help
not that
later.
deadly.
Something that can help you now, yes. Something that can help you later is probably a whole different thing that requires an item.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
saying, would I be able to pick that scent up later if I came across it again? If not, it's...
Maybe this is a city. Like, there's hundreds of different scents constantly going on. Like, so you could probably catch something now and follow it if you don't do that way. But if you were to wait until like an hour or so and come back, you might lose it amongst the like sense of other horses or animals or other things moving through the streets.
Yeah.
I look at an extra. I'm gonna follow them from a distance. I got my curiosity. Does yes. Question: so the cloak I have, would that be enough to like almost look similar to their cloaks? I mean, it's a black hooded cow.
Yeah, it's a similar style. You'll probably be a large amount taller than them, but other than that, you can probably.
Sweet. I chuck that on, and I will follow after.
Okay.
I will pull my cloak hood up over my little crown and head as well properly and follow. Totally not really understanding what's going on right now because she's still focused on the fish, but.
Okay.
Well, two of you start following after them.
We'll then jump back in the Guardian's, the Warden's Guardian, I think. Right? Watchful Guardian.
The Watchful Guardian.
And we
Close enough.
go to the room with the two girls. Where stuff's happening. Stuff that I don't know about.
Stuff that they don't know.
Question, I have a question for you.
Yes.
How long have you known Court for?
I figured he would have told you. I've known Court a good portion of my life. He's sort of a figure that would come in and out. He would visit me. He would be like, besides my father, in quotes. But yeah, besides him, like he was another person I would sort of turn to in ways.
Well, it's the same with me. He's been there my entire life. I haven't been completely truthful with everyone. I need to keep my identity secret. But Court trusts you, so I feel like I can trust you.
I don't know if he does.
He does.
I haven't been told anything.
honestly, I don't know what's going on other than my own path, and my own path is very secret for everyone else's sake. I just want you to know that I can't tell you who I really am, but I just need you to know that I don't want to lie. It's for everyone else's sake.
um, I can see how that's that's how you wish to go about it. Yeah. I just I don't know what's happening.
I don't really know what's happening either some days. All I know is that I have a path and I have to follow it, and it's probably going to lead to my death.
I feel like she sort of perks up a bit with like almost like a slight face of horror, and just goes like, "What? Oh, what? Why?"
It's just, let's just say it's fate.
But like, I mean, she she stands up from her bed and just sort of like. I mean, like, what am I? And she just sort of, you just sort of see, just put her hands to her head, and then like over like probably 5 seconds, you see once again you've probably seen before, like just swirls of energy, kind of almost partly pulsing, but not really, like a bit of a grayish sort of tone swirling around her. It's just like, that's like, why would you tell me something like, I mean, why? And I need a second. And she starts to sort of head like out the door really quickly.
Wait. You have a power inside of you as well. It's very similar to mine. But I don't know how to control mine. Do you know how to control yours?
She was about to close the door as you mentioned that. I think she should turn back to you, like with a look that went from the kind of scared to a bit of I don't know how to explain it. It's like a mixture between snarky yet sad, almost that in between area. And she just sort of looks to you as like the energy like sort of hits the height of her, and like her eyes kind of glow, like not glow but dull to like the same color. And she sort of turns and says, I've never had, and honestly I feel like sometimes it's for the best. And then she quickly closes the door and goes away.
She just kind of stands there, and she sort of started to let herself, like, her power as well, whilst this was, like, going on. And, like, yeah, her eyes are sort of, like, shimmering silver, and she just sits back down on the bed on her own.
Do you go anywhere in particular, Christine, or are you just wandering off for a bit?
Blind wander. Like, there is, like, she can sort of feel herself kind of not losing herself, but gaining something else that she kind of doesn't want. So she just wander aimlessly just throughout the city.
Right. I think in that case, it's probably time we cut across to Nerissa and Osiris.
Yeah, that works. The two of you walk up to the copper rub. It seems to be a little less, like, a little less money's been put into making this building like look nice and function nice, but it seems to be a very generic low-income inn. The sign outside is a fat merchant rubbing 2 coins together. And you walk in, you see a dozen or so people in there. You see a rather rotund man at the bar, a couple of humans drinking and eating dinner. There seems to be a fire genasi pouring over a bunch of notes. A few Loxodon are sitting there, reading a book.
How long is it taking them to read this book?
So
How would you know? You only just arrived.
You don't know what part of the book they're at.
What page number? I need answers.
You know, roll
Are they still
fucking
on page
15.
1? And they've been on that for like about 3 hours.
What a mood right now.
Yeah, so what are you guys doing?
Do you have a plan?
I usually tend to feel like if I have a plan to begin with, well, things go awry very quickly. So, improvising, that way you never know anything's gone wrong.
Do you have an improvisation in mind?
I look at the stage, is anybody performing?
No.
I've got an idea. Hop on the stage. Now's for him to follow. Start playing.
Okay.
What were your performances then?
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah.
So it's like the two of you up there, and your goal, I'm assuming, is to be like kind of ambient noise.
I don't know.
But
That's what
you're-
I asked.
Yeah. You up there and you
Yeah.
start playing. Except Nursi has a fucking trumpet. And you have a banjo. Not really the most ambient instruments. So you try your best to do like not super attention drawing, kind of mellow music. And in response, you have just a half dozen people in this inn just looking at you really confused. Like, what's who what? Like the Loxodon's just watching you. The fire genasi, like after going on, he's like scratching his head, he looks up annoyed and like packs his notes up and starts heading up to his whatever room he's staying in.
We gotta get you a different instrument.
I mean, this is the only thing that reminds me of home. But thank you, everybody. We'll be here. I don't know. Give us like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes.
Can you not? Says like one of the Loxodons.
I gotta get me a different instrument.
Seems like we've got a heckler here.
Don't. Don't you dare.
There needs to be a minuscule amount of effort being put in for there to be a heckler. You're just shit. Says the other Loxodon.
And then they just go back to their book.
Oh boy. Well, sir, you may be entitled to your opinion. You might think that I'm shit, yes, but at least I don't have to look at my mother with that fuck ugly mouth of yours.
Okay, man, come on.
I then proceed to throw a tankard of ale at another person and in an attempt to start a bar fight. And amidst the confusion, try and
Yeah.
find some semblance of a secret meeting happening below the bar.
Roll a deception check.
No.
So Cyrus, you're just standing there. You literally said, "Hey man, don't do anything stupid," pretty much to him.
No, I said that to Osiris.
Okay.
Nerisian.
Yeah,
sorry.
no, that's what I was saying.
Osiris said to Nerisian. You said, "Don't do anything stupid." Nerisian then goes, "I got this." Insults an elephant, and then throws a tankard of ale at a random human in the bar. The elephant, who then gets up from his stool and starts walking towards the stage, and the human looks around, sees that it was the fucking the bloody kobold, also gets up and starts walking towards the stage, annoyed that he is covered in beer.
You're an
I
idiot.
cast command on the human and I say, fight under my breath and proceed to leave.
He succeeds your saving throw.
He goes,
Mother.
he says, you say fight, and he goes, okay, and he picks up a chair and goes to throw it at Nerisian.
No, I think this is just a you fight.
Are you trying to skedaddle Osiris and not be caught up in this?
Yeah, fuck this noise, I'm out.
Alright, Dimitri, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
There's only so far you're gonna get with the
Not
Loxodon
long.
right next to you, and as well as the thing. You try to be sneaky and like run away and get out of it, but the Loxodon grabs you.
It's not even really like they're not gonna like beat you to death, but this man they're gonna rough you up and then toss you out to the street probably.
Yeah, like it's nothing enough to do like minor. It's like not even minor damage, just enough for you to not do that stupid shit again and throw you outside, which takes approximately like 5 minutes of this.
I wait for
Osiris-
Narisian outside.
Yeah, Cyrus is there waiting, whistling, and then sees you get literally thrown out the building.
So
Take
you're
a
telling
hold.
me that if you had planned, it would have gone worse?
Oh yes, definitely. Well, now I know some valuable intel.
Which is...
That man can't really kiss his mother on the lips. I then
I walk
proceed
away.
to go
Nah,
round
I
to
walk
the
away, I'm gone.
Yeah, I'll go back. I'll go round to like the back of the place.
Cyrus,
and see
can
if
you roll
there's-
me a perception?
A perception?
Yeah. Okay. No, that's
Before I leave, I will inspire Nerisian and take my leave.
I feel inspired.
Okay. Well then, jump back to the other two. The Anexar and Jakova both there.
Hi.
Are you trying to sneakily follow them, or are you just trying to follow them at a distance?
Following at a distance, which would be, I mean, I guess normal-ish.
Yeah, okay. You don't really need to roll stealth. They don't really
I
pay attention.
don't think they're aggressive, so it's like, yeah.
You see them. It takes about maybe another hour or so, but they pass by another 2 houses.
Same thing?
Yeah, same thing. It's a knock on the door, they see what's happening, and they spend like a couple minutes getting prepared, and they also join the group. Until there's about 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
At which point they start making their way towards an inn called the Copper Rubber.
Do we see the others outside?
You see Osiris is leaving at this point, and an engine Nerisian is hobbling around the other side.
I tell Anexar, can you go get them to stop and wait? I'm gonna keep an eye on this group.
I'll say that
I mean, you don't have to. We can just let them go.
I don't
Right.
mind the turtle looking thing.
At least tell him. The other one looks injured anyway.
Okay. And Alex will go over to Osiris and tell him. Just pop up and just go, hi, we're following people. You want to join?
If
It's going back into that damn bar, no.
they actually
Okay,
went in the bar, I will
We were
follow
just
it.
in there, and this is the last time that I let Nerisian not plan, because it literally could not have gone any worse.
Should
Really-
I be concerned entering there?
Probably not. I wouldn't be concerned entering it myself. And I look
probably
down at
won't be
Nerisian.
down as I enter, by the
But
way.
you, on the other hand, you're gonna take some work.
I'm not there. I'm around the other side of the goddamn thing.
Oh, I thought you were coming with me. Oh,
Oh,
my
fuck
bad.
no. Back in.
No, they seem to break off and go around towards where you saw Nerisian going, but around the back.
actually, yeah.
Oh.
Like Inertian went down an alleyway to sneak into a back entrance. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you go around, you find like a back door, you try it, and it's unlocked, which is a bit strange. And you go in, and you're in like the back of the. It's like you're in an area. It's like there's a staircase that goes up on one side to some of the floor, and there's a door, and you can hear some bustle and stuff through there, and it's probably like through to the kitchen or something. What do you do?
What? There's a stairway that goes up, and then
Yeah, the
there's
stairway
a
to your right that heads upstairs, somewhere, and then there's a door in front of you that probably heads into a kitchen or something. By the sound of it.
I'm gonna take a very, very quick look around to see if I can see a trapdoor.
not in the one door you stepped through.
Okay, yeah, then I'll go upstairs, and I'll
Alright.
try and hide.
You start heading upstairs. Roll a stealth check. You have. You know how you
God.
wasted all those really good rolls earlier today? This is
Yeah.
why. So, you start heading upstairs. Oh, Bardic Inspiration. Nice.
Yeah.
So that's a 15 then.
Yeah.
You're heading upstairs, and you see, like, it looks like a normal inn from here. It's not the most expensive place in the world, but you see there's rows of doors on either side. There's another set of stairs at the back. This place seems 3-story, but you see some doors have lights under them, some don't. Cutting outside, you guys see these thugs turn down that same alley Nerisian just went down, probably about 30 or so seconds before, and start heading down that way as well. What do you three outside do?
I mean, I was already following after them. I just sent an extra to go tell Osiris. Osiris can see me easily.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
and
kind
it's
of hard to
super
miss.
quick to Go to join cover again.
You're also hanging back a bit, so you're not like directly behind these guys. There's probably 30 or so meters between the two of you, the
Yeah,
groups.
just following their scent mostly in case they do go out of sight.
So yeah, what do you guys do? You see them all enter this alleyway. At least Osiris and an XR would have seen Nerisian slip into this alleyway just before as well.
So, being able to peek around into the alleyway,
Mm.
does it look like they're doing anything that's not my type of legal?
The group of them, you see like kind of glancing down. You just see like there's a brief moment they stop at the end of the alleyway. It seems like they have a quick, like very short conversation, and then they turn, open a door at the back, and start heading on in.
Oh god. Where's the other one? I assume Osiris might have walked over at this point.
I'll give you
I
one
don't-
guess.
I know Nexara did. So I said,
Yeah,
needs
so-
a yes or
tell
no.
me your
Did you
guess,
come
Osiris.
over, or did you just let Nexara come back over?
I would have followed. I'm not going back in, but I would have
Okay.
stayed with it.
Did either of you two happen to see where that little bloody dragon went?
The same
The
way.
exact same way you're about to go.
You're implying I'm about to follow them inside a building without knowing who they are.
Are we?
That's fair. That's fair. Sorry, I've been around stupid all day.
So as you were talking about this, Nerisian, you're inside. You've gone up the stairs. You see these rooms in front of you. There's another staircase at the end going up again. You're kind of like slinking to the sides of the room. What are you doing?
Gonna try and go up the stairs again.
All right, so you head to the end and you start heading up the stairs again. At the same time, you start going up those stairs at the end. You hear the door down, probably where you first came in, open. But you head up to the next floor above that. This
Yep.
one up here, it seems like not really a big like open area for more rooms. There is like 1 or 2 doors off to the side, but it seems more like a storage area of some kind. Kind of similar to the place where you stayed back in Ghislaine, except that area was kind of partially collapsed and no one could go up there. This one's not that bad.
Does there appear to be anywhere that one such as my stature could easily hide?
Yeah, you could probably hide amongst some of the random stuff stored up there because it's like some wood to like fix like the roof if something collapses. There's tiles and stuff off to the side in case it starts leaking or whatever.
Bunch of
You see, like-
linens and stuff. Or
Yeah,
replacing-
extra linens and straw. Like there's some straw. Who knows why? They're always fucking straw. There's places you can just like hide behind.
I'll bury myself in some straw
Random
and
stuff.
use that as cover. God
It's a
fucking
given.
damn it.
It's a given you're hiding in something, you can roll it with advantage. It's slightly better. So you're up there-
Literally.
You're up there. You're hiding.
Yeah.
You hear footsteps from the level below you. You don't make a perception check. Okay. You hear people moving. You don't know how many. They stop partway like the level below you. There's a muffled conversation. You can't understand it. You hear some like scraping, and then click, and then all of a sudden this like sound of basically heavy footfalls, rushing movement. Everyone outside, what are you doing?
Well, I was about to. I looked at the other two first. I can't believe I'm about to do this, but Do you happen to recognize the bartender inside?
If I remember correctly, it was a fire genasi.
Nexar, would you like to stay close by?
Okay.
Bartender was just a portly human.
I'm gonna.
I thought, fire genasi was the person writing in the reading the book.
Yeah.
No,
He
no.
was reading like a scroll.
I'm going to head inside around probably slightly before whatever just happened. I want to approach the bartender.
Yep.
Excuse me, you particularly busy? I have a couple quick questions.
No? What do you want?
Well, first off, I was tasked to hunt down this little. Do I know he's Dragonborn or something? Kobold?
Kobold, yeah, you'd know. It's not a rare race.
I'm looking for this little kobold. Have you seen him?
What color?
Black, I believe. Green eyes?
The one that was earlier. Ship performer, angered some of my people and then got burned out.
Well, I have a slight belief he may have headed into an alleyway door that I think leads into this building. Do you happen to know if there's another room or something that leads to?
It's just a staff entrance. At least there's some staircases at the staff use to deliver stuff.
Would you mind if I had a look around to see if I could find him?
Sure.
I won't touch anything, of course, out of respect. Persuasion.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. He leads you to a door in the kitchen, which is the opposite end of what was described earlier, with the staircase being towards the door at the back.
Well, time to begin looking around and seeing if I can find this little ship.
I'll say you go throughout, you open the side door, you look up, you just see, you don't really see much, you do hear like some like footfalls, and then a few seconds later, you see one of these cloaked figures standing at the top of the stairs looking down. He seems a little stunned to see someone.
Excuse me, have you seen a little guy?
No. What
Okay.
little guy?
It's like green eyes, black. He's like a kobold.
He like looks back. It's like you hear him like mutter something, and he goes down and he goes, "No, we haven't. Go away."
I mean, if you're doing something fun, I'd like to join in, but...
And like he starts walking down the stairs towards you, and you see two more men like behind him on the stairs, and they're moving down, and you're like, you're standing. Have you gone? You went through the kitchen door, so you're basically standing directly between the kitchen door and this like the back end, the alley door.
Yeah. And I assume an XR is right behind me, so...
Yeah.
Did Osiris stay outside?
Yes, I stayed outside waiting for
Would
shit to go down.
Would Osiris be able to hear, like, coming, like, up the alleyway, sort of a noise coming from that door?
Where did you position yourself, Osiris? Did you position yourself towards the alleyway, or are you at the front when they all moved there?
Just on the corner from the, I guess, the main thoroughfare and the alleyway. Just so I could get a bit... I'm at... Is it like the... Is the other entrance directly on the opposite side of the building from the
Yeah.
front entrance, or is it a
Yes.
side entrance? Okay, then I'll
It
be...
all goes down, and then it kind of like goes a little bit behind, so you can't see the other end of the doorway. But yeah,
I'll be waiting near the doorway, the side entrance.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
you would probably see like at least hear Jakurva talking through the door. It's not a ridiculous like thick wooden door, but the man's walking down the stairs. He goes, "Listen, bud, I don't know who you are, but we don't need to have trouble. So if you just move on in there, we'll move out through here. And have a good day."
Very well. Can we go up there at least?
Sure, my buddies will just get out of your way. If you just quickly move out of our way, we'll make our way out of here.
All right, we'll wait in the kitchen while you just do whatever you're doing.
Okay.
And we just step back in the kitchen so we're out of the way.
Yep. Just like there's you see three dudes start walking down. There's a fourth one who's like pulling someone. There's a fourth figure pulling someone with him.
Am I able to recognize, like, am I able to get a look at their faces while we're talking in that?
They just look like normal humans,
Yeah.
like no one you've met before.
Nothing distinctive feature-wise or anything.
Some of them have beards, some of them don't, some of them have scars. They
Okay.
seem like they're not generic civilians. They've at least some of them look like they've been in a couple fights before.
and absolutely no recognition of this person that they've got, I assume, tied
There
up.
seems to
Well,
be a bag
as
over
you-
his head and
Yeah.
over their head and they're
Not
tied
naked or anything. I assume he's wearing clothes.
Yeah, he's wearing clothes. They pull him. They like the first three leave. They see Osiris in the alleyway. They stop. The dude at the front stops singing. He goes, "Another one." Excuse me, and he's like goes to walk past you,
My apologies, gentlemen.
and you just see the first three dudes come out. The fourth guy comes out pulling this man with a bag over his head, and then two more people come out after him, and they all give you weird looks as they pass you, like, "What the fuck is someone just doing here?" But you aren't aggressive to them, and they just start leaving.
I'm going.
All three of you roll perception as well.
Okay.
And Nerisian as well, actually, I'd say.
Well, he's upstairs.
God damn it!
Hey, net 20.
It switched.
Alright,
Split the difference.
Osiris and Nexa, you hear like the last guy, who seems a little bit slower and bigger and a little bit more, less intelligent than the others, and he's just like, "Hey, where does Fennel want us to take him?"
Shut up, mate. Quiet.
Oh, alright.
Let's go. The gate's only open for a bit longer. Gotta get him out of here before anyone else. And looks back at everyone else. Weirdos stumble by.
I'm gonna head up after they've all left.
Yeah, Nerisian, you definitely hear a lot of like footfalls and stuff going on. You hear this weird scuffle. You hear some more weird talking. Then you hear like all these footfalls start leaving. What do you do?
Do I know which direction they're leaving?
Sounds like back the way they came.
I'll get out of my hiding spot. I'll have a look around in this attic. Is there any nails?
Sure.
Just nails? Yeah, not many. It's like a single box of like probably 6 or 7 like rusted iron nails.
Well, there isn't any more.
Okay.
Okay. Add to your
Thanks.
inventory 6 or 7 rusted iron nails.
6 or 7 nails.
Oh
It's
my
too many
god.
nails.
I assume he's not hiding by the time I'm getting up there.
Yeah, and then like stealth after them, follow down.
Yeah, about the same time, he's coming down. You're going up. You see him like in the hallway. Just Nerisian's just there. He doesn't seem to be in any form of danger by the look of it.
I have this slight sigh. Let me guess. You were hiding?
Yeah.
Come on. Let's get back. The others might have heard something. I don't know. But, yeah. Did you hear anything?
Heard some footfalls. A little bit of
and
arguing.
we're going out my way, so, just play along.
I'm a natural.
I will grab both. Would my hand be big enough to, like, sort of hold both hairs together?
Yes.
Probably, yeah,
Okay.
he's
Drag
small.
him by the head.
Yeah,
Not
I'm,
by the snout.
you know, we'll go along with that. I grab him by the head and begin dragging him down. Obviously,
Bastard! You'll never take me!
I drag
ain't
him-
going back to prison! I ain't going back to prison!
I
I-
grab
not
the head
paid
and
today.
shoved his snout.
Thanks, Annex. With Annex's help, I drag him, almost having to carry him, through, back through the kitchen, looking at the bartender saying, with a nod to say thanks, and out the front door.
Bartender's like, "Have a nice day."
Thanks.
Bye.
That I
And then-
work for the government!
Once we're outside, I will sort of, not hard throw, but sort of throw Nerisian ahead of us as if to say, yeah, be thankful.
So while that's happening, Osiris, what are you doing in the alleyway? These men have just started walking off, dragging someone behind them.
How many of them did you say that there were?
There were
There's
6 of them.
There's now 7.
7, yeah, including the other figure.
That is a big number. Nothing. I'm waiting for everyone to come out of the building.
All right, these people start to leave. About a minute later, you hear the sounds of Nerisian, both down the staircase, then further away from you, and then out
Essentially
the
being
front door
gagged.
again. You just hear him being Nerisian.
I mean, I walk towards the sound of the distressed kobold.
Yeah, I'm assuming you walked into the alleyway and you see, like, as they all walk out the front of the building, him carrying on this way. They drop him and, yeah, everything there. And now everyone is caught up to the same time.
Right. Is Osiris back out the front with us yet?
Yes.
Right, that was interesting. I don't know what they were up to, but they had definitely multiplied on the way out.
They had an individual with them.
Did they
That
say
looked
anything?
like that they did not want to be with them. Yeah, actually, they oh, let's see. What did they say? They
Did you hear
mentioned
anything as
something
well?
about they're heading towards a gate that is only open not long. But they mentioned Fennel, the name that Christine dropped before we headed out on this adventure.
Hmm. Well, if it leads somewhere, it leads somewhere. Either way, he won't be in trouble in there at least. Pointing to the what I assume to be kobolds crawling away.
Whatever Nersian's doing after you've tossed him, probably gets himself up, I assume.
I get up, dust myself off. Well, that would have gone better than expected, but thank you very much for your assistance.
Yeah, you're welcome. Let's at least head back. And Xara, would you like me to carry you back
I think
so you can protect the fish?
Wait, you have fish?
You touch it, I will snap that
Annex pulls
little
the fish
twig.
close to her chest.
It's a... Okay.
Yeah. I will gladly pick Xara up to keep her away from the kobold.
So Jakova and Xara are just heading back to the inn, the Watchful Guardian.
I'm gonna go look for Osiris.
So he's
Oh,
right,
he's
down
down
right
next
next
to
to
you.
you.
Hey, so what are we doing now?
We are going back with the others.
Oh, so we're not gonna go after them?
No,
Well, we have info.
Okay. Good, I think I might need a little bit of rest. A little bit of music. I'll be good in there for long.
I can
Okay,
carry
so
you by your
you're-
head if you want.
So you all start heading back towards the Watchful Guardian. We're gonna cut across them. We're gonna make, I think, Sarah and Christine should make perception checks.
Do they both live?
I
No,
love
Sarah's still in her room. Christine's out.
I probably, after like how long these guys have been doing this, I've probably like gathered myself and like, you know, gone back to normal, and then just like maybe I'm sitting in the main area.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, like the main area of the inn.
Caught
Yeah.
sitting there eating like soup that was made for dinner.
Yeah, as you're sitting
Maybe
there,
I'd probably sit
um,
outside actually.
Yeah, Christine, you've been off on your walk as well. You're about the point where you start returning towards the inn, if you plan to tonight.
It'd be late before I
Yeah.
start going into the inn. Very late.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
yeah. I just wanted the two of you to make perception checks.
Cuckoo. A 12. I'm actually going to use my inspiration on that. See if I can get something better. A 5. Cool. My rolls have been.
Also, 12 and an
I
8.
know.
I'll say, sitting in the room, you're just sitting with Court, having something nice to eat.
I'm not in the room.
Oh,
I've
you're
gone
outside?
and sat outside, just in a little. If there's like a little seat somewhere.
There's like not any seating outside, but you could just like stand at the front of the building, like lean against it if you wanted to.
Yeah.
He's hanging around out front, kind of listening to the ocean, watching the stars.
Waiting for everyone to get back.
Yeah. You're kind of listening after that. You don't particularly hear anyone, like, you don't hear anyone coming back. You do actually, the first person you hear is Christine, who, as she starts coming back towards the building, Christine, you're passing by the street and you see a few people pulling some, like, you see about these 7 people walking down, almost like near, kind of off the main thoroughfare. One of them seems to be bound and has a sack over his head being pulled behind him.
What?
Yeah. That's what you see that, and
How many individuals?
7.
7 people, including the bound person.
I am going to. Okay, yeah, this is going to just be immediate. Having dealt enough with the bullshit, I am going to once again cast a sleep spell. Just on top of them. 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't do anything on my sorcery points, so just that. 12. Wow, look at that. Yikes. Man, I wish I could fucking Tides of Chaos that shit.
As you. 1 second. As you
Distraction.
as you begin to
As a bonus action, I do want to use my font of magic to turn 2 sorcery points into a spell.
as you do, you see the body that was struggling, beanbag pad suddenly falls unconscious and stops.
Not enough to
moving.
get even one more.
There's a few people who's a bit confused. Like a few of them are confused, but then 2 of them just pick him up and just start carrying the unconscious man now. Which, Sarah, you do see like Christine is just like walking down the street, and she like stops, looks down the alleyway. You see her cast something. What do you do?
It actually moves in that direction.
It's just moving away from the building down the alleyway. She just down like the side street. She just cast it down.
I'd run over to see what is going on.
All right.
And just look down the alleyway.
Yeah, you catch up as you see Christine walking towards, and you see the tail end of like the last 3 cloaked people. Maybe some like the pair of shoes in the air as they get carried around the corner.
What?
I don't know.
What is going on in this town?
I don't know. I need to find out.
All right, so you start following after them.
Follow up.
her.
Right, you
Slowly,
turn.
like a couple of meters behind.
You get to the corner, and you look at down the street they're on, and there's just these 6 people carrying, like, moving down. They're all cloaked and stuff. 2 of them are now carrying this unconscious man. I'll say you notice the streets are surprisingly empty. Like, the one they're on, there are no guards. There are people aren't seeming to be there. They're just walking down. They're not exactly hiding.
Wow. That's very interesting of them. I'm not planning on being sort of sneaking behind them, but I'm not really planning on being close to them really. I just want to kind of keep a bit of a distance and just trail them as best as I can without worrying too much about sneaking.
Alright.
Hang on a sec. I'm just reading how message works.
Yep.
Would I be able to cast that to someone in the group? Like, if I don't know where they are because I'm familiar with them.
You need to,
I think
Yeah,
messages you have to point, right?
yeah, you have to point at the person.
In
At
a
least
direction.
the direction of the person.
You can cast a spell through solid objects if you're familiar with the target. No, it is beyond. Oh, I see what you mean.
So like
Yeah.
you can point to where court is inside, but that's probably it.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna
I love that you just start scanning with your finger.
to where court is and just send
Fair
him a
enough.
message and be like, "Something's wrong. Can you please come here?"
Yeah, you start moving after Sarah. After Christine, I'm saying that you hear the pretty loud sound of the door of the inn being thrown open, and then just like court running because they can respond with message, can't they?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like, "Where are you? What's he talking about? What's he going?" And it just cuts off.
Everyone else
Yeah.
roll perception.
Everyone else?
Everyone
Okay.
else
Yep.
roll perception.
Well, that'd be the other groups, or Osiris. and
Yeah,
Osiris.
yeah.
No. I wasted all the good rolls today.
had
Whoever
one
in
good
Osiris to say Court is running, greatsword in hand, is wearing a napkin that he was had over his chest. with a
Aw.
beautiful suit.
That looks fun, doesn't it?
Oh god.
Well, an extra, I believe. That is a man with a handkerchief running.
$10 says it's not a coincidence.
Should we follow them then?
I'd respond as well with a message telling him where I am. That
Yeah,
I've gone down the
yeah.
alleyway.
I assume that. But yeah, Court's like you guys see him like he's running. He's like halfway across the street when you sit by him. He like runs across, turns down a side street, and starts running down the side street.
I'd probably
Outside.
also mention to be stealthy.
Yeah, you hear him get a little less loud as that happens.
I would suggest holding on, Annex.
Alright.
We'll,
Yeah,
Any
triple
place
dash
tall to
catch
be,
up.
the other 2 girls will be.
I'm going to begin chasing after.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll chase after triple dashing.
You're never gonna eat the fish, by the way.
Protect that fish, Annex. Put it in your bag if you have to.
Yeah, Alex will put the fish in a bag and follow the kitty cat.
Fish and lint.
All right, you'll run after Court. Christine, you're leading this. Are you just following? How far behind are you following these people? Are you being stealthy? What are you doing?
I'm not planning on being stealthy. It's more that thing where it's like you're kind of watching them move, waiting until they start to turn and start moving up behind, but trying to not get close.
It's called tailing.
Yeah, I don't know words. Words aren't good for me.
So Sarah catches up to you, and then Court catches up to Sarah, and is like, "What's going on? What are you talking about? Why are we being quiet?
Someone's been taken away.
Okay?"
I think it's something to do with the thing that we mentioned before.
And as saying that, Jakova comes running around the corner with an Exara on his back, and Nerisian like right next to him, and then Osiris like runs up from behind.
I'm pretty sure I didn't
Hang
send
on,
messages to you
I'm
guys.
coming.
Oh no, we seen the old man running.
At this point, would I see them like sort of turn a place?
They're just walking down this road. They seem to be making their way towards the edge of the town, of the city.
They look off in the distance. You see like gate.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I just again like I'm not stopping for anyone. Like I'm just moving. Like it's healing probably about 100, maybe around 150 feet.
Right. They start moving. They keep
Oh,
moving.
something with a bit of a distance to even be out of dark vision in a way.
Yeah, you're following them still. Like there is still the occasional
There's still light, yeah.
There's
But like,
occasional light, like street light lit up lamp at night. It's dark, but they're moving onwards. They're going down the like the same side street leading towards the edge of the city. Is anyone going to do anything, or are you just going to follow for now?
Can I see the people at all, or is that
At
just
the distance that Christine is following, the only way you'd be able to see them is when they pass through the lamplight, because they're just too far away to see with any like normal light.
So have we caught up to them, haven't we?
You've
We're
all
with
caught up to
Sarah.
Christine and Sarah and Court, yes.
would I be able to cast message to any of them?
The people.
The people like ahead of us.
What's the range of message?
120. So she moved up a tiny bit.
Yeah.
You have to move about 10 meters, but yeah.
I think I'd like to dash forward, and then like whoever I can see, one of the people, maybe like someone who looks like the person leading at the front or whatever, like, or just any of them really, and just cast a message, just being like, "Free that man, or else."
So you run up, you move closer towards the group, you quickly can't.
Try to be as loud as possible as well.
Yeah, you can't a thing. You point down the street and out loud you say, "Free that man" at once, and the dude at the front of the pack stops and he's like, and you hear him both in your head and out loud go, "What the fuck?" And he's looking around, and the other guys all stop and look at him like, "What's going on?" And he's like,
They have
"I don't
magic.
fucking know."
Let him go or suffer the consequences.
Can we,
as she's stalling them, could I have continued to move forward and be somewhere within like, I don't know, 60 feet of them?
Make a stealth check.
Oh Christ, give me 2 seconds.
No, I can't.
All right, so you're moving forward towards this group. Then that one guy's like, "What? What the fuck are you talking about?" And then the other one's like, he's like, "No, keep going." And then he looks back and he sees Nerisian. As
Like
Nerisian
blur.
dashes from one like alleyway, he crossed the street to another alleyway, trying to be hidden. Is like,
Would they
Fuck
recognize
off!
the description I said earlier of a green-eyed kobold?
Yes.
"Yep."
Why?
And he sees that, and the man's looking back down the street, and he just the range you're all standing at, he would see Sarah. Doesn't really, you can probably spot the figures behind, but doesn't really see you.
I'm
The rest of
really
you are-
angry by this point. Like, my eyes are fucking glowing.
Am I able to run and carry 2 people at once?
Nope.
I
Is
don't
there
know
ones
if
on
you
my
want me
back?
to try and roll intimidation, but I can if you want.
I'd say this range, probably not. He looks and he sees you. At the moment, he's a bit confused. I'd say to your answer, Jakova, carrying someone, you move at half speed as it is,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't be able to effectively fight or anything. So if
No,
you want to pick up a
that's.
second
I was
person,
more asking, since an XR is on my back holding on, would I be able to essentially scoop Sarah up and begin running after the kobold? That's basically what I'm asking. She can
you
do whatever
could-
the hell she wants at that point, but
you could try, but Sarah moving on foot could move faster than you carrying 2 people.
oh, if I can't catch her, I'm just going to keep running after the kobold to keep him out of trouble.
I've got like at least 30 movement on you. No matter what, I will.
I don't care. I'm still
I'm
following after
sorry,
you.
I had to check on something. What did I miss from the failed check? Or the 7?
Well, I'm following the kobold now.
Yeah, I've been spotted.
Cool.
Pretty much most of you have been spotted because he sees Nurisin closer to him.
Yeah.
He sees Sarah basically
Chain
the end
of
of his
reaction.
normal vision, and then he sees all of you behind Sarah, but you're like a little too far away to make out
For
details.
the sake of sticking with the way I was going, I'm going to yell out, "Get back here, you little shit!"
You'll know.
I'm trying to
Okay.
get the thing out to make it look like he's not after them, essentially.
I want to try it once more. Actually, 150, take 30. No, I need to go 60. Never mind. I'm just going to keep moving forward.
Okay.
As I go through to the second alleyway, I wish to move around, back around the block, and then continue following from the side street, and then possibly intercept.
Okay, I'll say this moment. This is like when they've seen you. This is all
Yeah,
going
after.
on. This dude's at the back. The other 5 are still like kind of moving. They're not moving as fast. The dude at the back, who was the one messaged, like kind of opens his cloak up, raises a crossbow, and then just like unloads one around into the street, kind of like in front of like Sarah and between like Nurisin and Sarah, and just goes, "Fuck off! I'm not joking." And then he turns and starts walking away.
Firebolt.
Alright.
You're shooting a fire.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
everyone roll initiative.
Yeah, it's not a surprise. It's easy.
As he turns around, I just want to try like sort of pelt him in the back of the head.
Yeah, go ahead.
Everyone roll initiative at this point.
I played the most redneck, like,
Oh.
gone get 'em banjo lick that I know.
I'm going to 100% Tides
I
of Chaos.
can't. No. Just. Why am I even bothering at this point with D20s?
Time to play catch a kobold.
So yeah, I want to Tides of Chaos that Firebolt.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll first, just to see what happens.
That's one.
There you go.
That's why you roll. Do you want me to roll damage first, or do you want me to roll the table first?
Table.
Did you miss and then reuse your Kaziteus to did you get?
To create, yes.
Okay.
I went to 11 to 26.
Table first. Oh no, damage
Okay.
first. Damage first. And then
Damage first?
No, with the critical hit table first.
Oh, you critically hit table first, and then.
Oh yeah, critical hit table. Right, I don't. Hold on.
Oh no,
Too many
actually, yeah, and then.
Too many cooks.
Wait, no, because you said you wanted to poke him in the back.
I did want to hit the head. I did say that. Yeah.
So actually, roll this table, and then put a +2 on the modifier, and then roll the dice.
Holy shit! Really? Nice.
Yeah.
Uh oh.
As you do, you pelt him as he turns around to like see what you're doing. You hit him in the eyes, you scorch his eyes, and he's blinded for a minute.
How the fuck he meant to get 18?
Roll
Jesus
damage.
Christ, guy.
Yeah, like you basically go to cast a spell. He turns at the last moment, hearing something happen. You hit him in the side of the fucking head, and he screams in pain.
Yep.
His head's partially on fire. That happens.
And then I roll this. Dear God.
You gain advantage on inside intimidation checks for the next 10 minutes.
That is too fucking thematically perfect.
Come
Except for
in.
the inside. The inside doesn't make sense. The intimidation does.
Yeah,
Cool.
so that's who's the, so I guess top of the round, AJ?
Yeah, top of the round and next.
I need a roll initiative first. Sorry?
Top of the
Natural.
round.
That makes sense, given you just went.
Yeah.
Oh, and Court should probably roll as well. Can I have Court's sheet? I don't have it anymore.
Let me under the table.
I never have his sheet.
Probably should get rid of Barlow from the tracker.
Oh yeah, Bravo's in the temple.
Be cool.
Be cool. Be cool.
I'm gonna read that.
Yeah, it's still in the mind, so you guys watch the combat trackers chat, sorry. So it's,
Don't call it the Shane, the first.
it's the next artist's turn.
Alright, so how many feet away are we from these people?
The closest person's 120 feet, and there's probably everyone is about 10 feet or so behind him. The 5 of them are scattered, though none of them are surprised. The people carrying the unconscious man are putting him down, and the rest of them are all grabbing weapons.
Alright,
So,
well,
yeah.
I'm gonna move up to maybe like 20 feet, so I'm within 100 feet of that guy, and I'm just gonna hit him with an Eldritch Blast, considering it means we're attacking them.
Okay. That would be that by 1. You hit.
Jesus Christ.
Roll on the
That's
table.
320.
Holy crap.
Yeah, roll on the body.
Crit
Roll on the
city.
crit table.
I think I have the right table.
Just roll the damage then. You do 23 damage.
Oh,
Nice.
And that guy who's blinded just suddenly just shot through the heart.
I shot him through the leg.
Too late.
Shot through the leg. You hit like a massive artery. Starts bleeding out, and soon he quickly just falls to the ground dead.
he took Eldritch Blast to the knee.
Does
Oh, I
that?
got my blood cut shot
You
as
do.
well. That's
You do get your Dark Sun Blessing, I'm pretty sure.
Wait, I'm sorry, what? Blood curdling what?
Yeah, so yeah, you get 5 temp HP. And it's now Cyrus's turn.
Well, I can't believe I've got to follow that up.
You
Two
can't.
crits, yeah.
Hey kid,
Just
you're
crit
as warm
again.
as a bunch of rocks.
With what? What do I crit with? Nothing.
Crit insult.
Vicious mockery.
Insult him.
Natural 1 fail. Like,
They're like
crit
they're like 100 feet away. I can't hit any of them.
sucks.
Move closer.
Nah, I got a better idea. I'm going to Inspire Court. I want to see what happens.
Okay. I'm gonna quickly head to the toilet, Darren, if you wanna.
Yeah, because I can do things like
Hit
control
and turn.
the- Also, I
Yeah,
can't
It's
see
just,
any of
it's
the bad boy
just,
stats.
I just gave you the stats, didn't I?
Nah, it's a blank sheet.
No. Okay. How about now?
There we go.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna go toilet. Just skip the button. Just go down. Oh, you don't know the order. Fuck. Okay. All right. I'll just wait.
Just message me the order quickly, just the numbers.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, sorry, take your turn.
Yeah.
I will move forward 30 feet more.
Okay, so you're 90 feet away from the group of the thugs.
Actually, I will dash as my main action.
Okay, so you're not. So the Bardic Inspiration's a bonus action, if I remember.
Yeah.
Alright, so you'd be 60 feet away then.
Perfect. That is my turn.
Alright, Court's turn, who was just thing. He's gonna follow up next to you. He's dashing as well as he runs, so he's side by side with you. We can't hit the next turn button because AJ's not here. So, Chikova?
I will. I'm going to keep up my act. And I'm going to dash after the damn goblin.
Are you still carrying Anixara?
She jumped off.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
she
I
jumped
don't
off? Okay, so you're dashing after the kobold?
Specifically, yeah, I'm trying to keep this act up. That's
Okay, so
70
that
feet.
means 70 feet, so you'd be a little ahead of Osiris and Court.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run past them.
Yep, so
You're
that's...
pretty much just shouting incessant anger at this bloody black kobold,
Alright, so it's your turn?
I guess.
Okay. The first thug is gonna go. Thug number 5. And he is going to take a shot at... Anixara, because they're the one they saw shoot and kill their friend.
Wait, they have friends?
16 hits you.
I thought bad guys don't have friends.
Yeah.
I'm
That's why
sorry,
they're
what?
bad guys.
So that's 10 damage in Anixara.
Darren, please. Chill.
Second one, and that's that one's turn. The second thug is gonna do the same. Misses. And the third thug is going to fire at Christine.
Hmm.
And that misses. Now it's your turn, Sarah. You watched Anixara take a crossbow bolt to the shoulder, and then
I'm
2
trying to
more
heal
whiz
her.
past the wall.
Because I don't know what's going on right now. I didn't want to fight. I just wanted to scare them. So
Also, they fan out a bit into the street, so they're kind of spreading themselves out a bit.
Hmm.
2 others are still put the other guy's body on the ground. But
How wide is the street?
it's only about 10 feet across. It's not a main thoroughfare.
Okay, cool.
I don't know how much health you have, so that would be the main thing that she would do. She would probably heal.
Drag it straight onto her in the combat tracker. No. Oh, you have to press.
I'm back.
I'm right here.
Welcome back.
Whose turn
It
is
is Sarah's.
Sarah's turn.
I'm dead.
Coolies. Alright, so I'm back.
Hold up.
Hold up.
Hold up.
Hey.
Oof, that's not very good.
Don't worry, I was only missing 5 health, so it was perfect.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, 'cause you had 5 temporary health.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
So if I catch up, AJ, three thugs, 5, 2, and 4, all shot at. 2 of them shot at Anixara, 1 shot at Christine, 1 hit Anixara for 10 damage. The other 2 missed.
Am I able to like use like a bonus to like shout out to these people and like try to diffuse the situation?
You can try. You can move up and try to shout to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can always try.
I'm just gonna be like, look, you could see what we could do. Like, we can end this now if you just stop and leave the man.
Okay. Nerisian?
My turn? Alright, so I was about... How far from them?
You were about 60 feet from them initially,
Okay.
because you've been moving closer and closer because that's what you were going for.
Yeah.
And
So-
Jakova is basically right behind you, like reaching for you for some reason, and the other 2 are like Osiris and Court are pretty close as well.
Alright.
Did Claude do things, by the way?
He ran.
Okay.
Action,
He ran
bonus action, movement and bonus action to get into melee.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yep.
I am...
Which one? 2, 5, or 4?
Where's the unconscious body?
Behind them, there's the 3 thugs in the front who are all holding heavy crossbows. There's 2 more a little behind them who are putting the unconscious guy on the ground.
I will go...
60 feet to reach the first 3. Yeah.
So I'll probably go... What, 2, 5, or 4?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll go up to 2.
Alright.
And I will give him a stab with
Go for it.
the short sword.
I forgot to
Steve with the
put this
apple.
You stupidly abbed me.
Nah. Today's just not my day.
Meat speech, isn't it, AJ?
Yes.
That's a hit then.
Ah. Okay, so I do not get snake attack,
Nope.
but I
Yeah,
do
your
get...
time to cast is unticked because you rolled on the table.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah.
So I can just choose
6
not to roll.
damage on him.
Okay.
No, we tell you when to roll your table if we want you to not do that thing. Sorry. You do 6 damage.
Oh, I should just never
Now, I take it it'd be a bonus action to throw the nails behind them.
You daggered. It would be.
Did reach into your bag, pull out the 7 random nails you have, and toss them into the street, into the mud? Sure, you can toss 7 random nails into the mud as a bonus action.
You already
Okay,
used his
I've used my
and
bonus
dash.
action.
Yeah, so
But you already dashed, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Thug 6.
he's
He puts the guy down.
Yep.
He gets up, seeing you attacking his friend. The street's not exactly wide enough for him to get around, though. So he's just gonna move a bit to the side and take a shot at you with a crossbow.
Alright.
Kiki. Bam.
Which, because he's within 5 feet, he'd have advantage.
Pack
Just to-
tactics.
no.
Yep, pack tactics.
Oh, alright.
Oh.
Boo-boo. That's a hit. You take. Ka-chunk. 10 damage.
Jesus
Ow.
Christ.
Guys, the 2 hit.
Holes.
The 2 hits. have
Please
been-
don't.
Crossbows aren't a joke.
Yeah, heavy crossbow. I mean, there's an Eldritch Blast.
That'd be his turn, so I guess it's Christine
Yeah,
next.
15.
Cool. The one that shot at... Actually, can I have a bit of a sort of layout on roughly what they're all doing?
So there's
5,
3 at the
2,
front.
and 4
Yeah.
are right in front of Nerisian in a line
Mhm.
across the gate. Slightly behind him with a crossbow is 6. And next to the body, which is probably 10 feet behind 6, is 3.
Can I be able to cast Ice Knife on, like, the one between 2, 3, and 5? Like the one in the middle? So
Yeah.
hit
Yeah.
all 3 of them?
You would also get it Nerisian within that range.
Yeah, you'll get
Would I?
Nerisian.
Because the street is not very wide. This is hitting like a side street.
Yeah.
And Neuracine is directly in front of one of them, so he'd be caught in the range of the ice blast, but you'd hit all 3 of them.
I can't
And
do
in
that.
biologic 6 as well.
Oh, yeah, and 6 as well, yeah. Because he's just behind.
What if I move it back by 5 feet and just forego the D10 damage and just go
Target
for it?
6 and do the exact same thing, but not hit Neuracine.
Yeah.
Oh, but no, I don't hit the unconscious person, right?
Because he's 10 feet behind them. Joys of theater of the mind.
Yeah. I think I remember this thing. Oh no, it's 5 feet, not 10 feet. My bad.
Chaos bolt. It's better.
So if,
I
yeah,
don't have that.
if you target number 6 with your knife,
You hit
Yep.
everyone. You hit everyone but Nersian and the dead guy and 3.
I'll do that
and
then.
3. So you'd hit
Uh,
2, 5, 4, and 6.
I'm just gonna conjure up like this sort of blade of like almost crystallized black ice. Throw it immediately. Like it looks like it's gonna hit the guy in front. Just goes straight past his head and tries to hit the one behind.
Okay. So 17
17?
hit.
So that's a D10 magical piercing.
Does 4 damage.
And now I target everyone but which number?
So you target 2, 4, 5, and 6.
Everyone but 3. Save.
Sure. 6
Oh.
succeeds, the rest fail.
I can actually see that.
Do I need
That's
a
good.
roll?
You can see that?
No,
Oh,
you're not
yes,
within range.
you can see that. Okay, that's fine.
That's cool.
Roll your damage. So you throw this
you're
knife
saying
and it
hit
goes
now?
directly between 2 of them. Hits Thug 6 with like the knife. He like basically pulls this chunk of ice out of him, and then kind of throws it in the air and dives to the ground as it blasts into his ice blast, which hit the other 3 in the back. He pulls himself out of the mud as he gets up.
For my Voneutia action, no.
Mhm.
I am mainly going to take a bit of cover alongside one of the buildings in like sort of narrow passageways, but I am going to move forward. Again, like I am constantly moving towards them, like with no deterioration to turn backwards.
Yeah, so you're about 90 feet away now, too.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
this is all going on. The guys at the front, because like some of their hoods being blown back, they look really annoyed. The guys at the front, like the one who's being stabbed, looks a bit concerned. The other ones just seem pissed off, a bit like upset, and yeah, you can't really tell what 3 is thinking because he's still at the back and cloaked up.
Can you roll the save again? I just want to see.
On all 5 of them?
Just hit the save
Go on.
button again. It's not going to do damage. I just want to see. If
Okay,
I've
let
hit it again.
me untarget.
Some of my settings got fucked with and I didn't notice.
That's fine. I actually kind of like seeing it though.
Yeah, well, I don't. So.
Wrong button. I can't actually do it. I have to target someone. Let's target number 2.
You untargeted everyone.
Let's target 2. Was it control? It was control. There you go.
Good. Alright, all good. That fixed it.
Actually, I like seeing it.
Well, you can see your friends, it's just that I didn't want you to see your enemies. That's the whole point of me being sneaky.
My enemy is my ally.
Well,
Yeah,
this
that's my
one's gonna
friend.
shoot you.
I mean, that's fair.
So he walks.
Would I get any cover from side of a building or no?
No.
No.
It's like he
No.
moves up so the other guy's not in the way and he just fires past them all.
Fair.
Because the streets are like, they're big, but it's not like blocking
That's a
anything.
miss.
Would he be
Yeah.
60 feet away from me now?
Yeah.
No,
No.
no, because you only moved. You're 90 feet, so he just moved up. Basically, he's moved.
I,
he's
I, I,
basically
thought,
higher than you.
I thought I was originally ahead of everyone else by 30 feet.
No, you're all the same group.
Oh, okay. I just thought I
They
moved
caught
up.
up because, like, you weren't, like, running ahead.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's the turn. Alexa, your turn.
Alright, well, this time I'm actually gonna remember and use my goddamn Armor of Shadows.
Okay, that's your action to cast Mage Armor.
Yep. And I'm just gonna approach a little bit closer again, maybe 15 feet this time.
Okay.
Alright, so you were pretty much. You're a little bit behind Christy.
Yeah.
Cyrus.
I will. Crap. I'm going to cast dissonant whispers on, I don't know, we'll say Thug 2.
Okay. Roll that save. He succeeds.
Doesn't it still do half damage anyway? Yeah.
It does 6 damage. As you whisper dissonantly.
He just hears in the back of his head.
Korteshchen.
Cool.
He is still running because he's 60 feet away and still can't do anything. So Court closes the other 60 feet.
Yep. So yeah, he's in front of these guys now, but he can't do anything.
Yeah, he's next to Court is now next to Nerisian, yeah.
Jakurva.
It would take me about 60 to catch up, wouldn't it?
It would take you 50 feet because you were 10 feet ahead of
Oh
Court,
yeah.
which is still more than you can move in one turn, yeah.
I'm still going to use up my full 35 to get closer. I'm pretty much going to shout out, "That's my prey," referring to the kobold. And I'm just going to peg a javelin at whoever's closest to him.
That would be the one who's just been stabbed and shot by him, which I believe is number 2.
Number 2 it is.
He's been dissonant whispered. Oof.
That's a failure.
Does he hit me with a
No,
star?
No, that would
He's-
only be hitting allies.
he stumbles.
Oh no, if I don't care if I have to roll to try and not hit him.
No, you just stumble and it shoots past, smashing up against a column.
Yeah. I think I'm, what, 15 away?
Yeah, you're 15 feet back.
Okay, back in.
Yep.
Alright,
That's your turn?
this guy's gonna beat up Court, who's just in front of him now.
Yeah, 5's in the furthest across, he can only reach Court.
Beat up the nerd.
Bam. That's a critical hit.
Wow.
Court Kun.
Oofed.
Natashiwa. And he's going for a second bat. Which also hits. And that does 5 damage. This time, Thug 2 is gonna
Go for Nerisian.
Nerisian.
Nerisian's the one who stabbed him.
Hit. Nerisian is unconscious.
Also, the guy takes the mace, smacks Nerisian over the head. Nerisian hits the dirt, hits the mud, and he turns back and looks at basically thugs 6 and 5, 6 and 3, who are the ones who are further back, and he's like, "Get out of here! Tell Fennel what's happened. She sent more."
Okay.
And he turns to, I guess, strike at Court. That's the only other person within range.
Cool. That's a hit.
It's hard to block 3 people constantly trying to beat you up from all sides.
Thug's turn.
You'd think.
It's the same deal.
It's another crit.
Jesus Christ.
I'm glad it's him that's getting the crits.
AJ, stop it.
No, miss.
You're cheating. This is the hardest
Sir.
festival all over again.
This is a hard
Alright. I've had enough of being nice.
Have you?
Fucking, let's see. Which one am I gonna hit? Which one's the one that's colon shots?
It seems 2
2
at
at the
least.
moment.
It's saying something. Yeah, he's the one who. No, he's not the one who got killed immediately. Who was calling the shots? He was the dude who was second in line. So he appears to be the next one in line to call shots.
I'm gonna shoot chromatic all then.
Okay.
All right.
Rich girl with rich spells.
What color will we go? We're going to go blue.
Ooh, Sapphire. Oh, damn it. Wow. Get out of my head, please.
Get out of my head.
Stop
Yeah.
living there rent free, pay for it. My head ain't free. I gotta pay the depression
Roll
tax.
damage. You do 15
Angie.
damage. As you
He gets
blast
blasted.
Very angry.
Yeah, he basically hits turns, swings a Court, turns back, yells this, goes to turn back, and then just gets hit in the shoulder by this large chunk of a bolt of ice, and you see parts of freezing his shoulder. He can partially not move his arm. He seems pretty fucking rough.
I told you to leave.
It's definitely a little bit of fear in those eyes. Not a lot of people can look death in the face and smile.
Mercy. Oh, that's it.
I feel like at this point I could.
One success. This 6 looks up like, what about him? And he points to the unconscious one.
Dude, the fucking dude he's like basically missing most of his leg.
Yeah.
Number 2's like, go! Fennel has to know!
And he starts running, dashing outside the city.
That's his turn.
Yeah, Christine.
Beep beep, I'm asleep.
Okay.
I want to cast sleep predominantly on top of the one who's been having a rough day.
You gotta get out of my head.
And and then look, I'm not paying. Yeah, I'm gonna cast sleep. I'm gonna try to like tuck it. I put it on top of the one that's really injured first because it should flow into him first.
What's the
And
range
then-
of sleep, like the AoE area?
It is a
20 feet.
10, 20, something like that. I said it earlier and I completely forgot.
Well,
Yeah.
you could pretty easily get 2, 3, 4, and 5 in that range.
Yeah.
Then yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's hit points starting from the lowest and then
Yes.
assuming the amount. Have fun with that.
Good number.
2 is unconscious.
Can't.
And then he's...
I like to imagine it's almost like a sort
then
of
the rest of the spell
poison
fades.
cloud. Yeah. I like to imagine it's like a kind of poison cloud that sort of just heat inhales and then just falls down.
Yeah, he's like, you need to, Infernal needs to... And...
He hits the ground next to the unconscious Nersian.
Tit for tat. I am then going to continue moving up. And that'll be my turn.
Alright, Thug 3 is also dashing outside the city.
Yeah, he
There is like a dark look in my eyes as well.
Yeah, this one's fucking yeet out. He's like, he's getting away.
Next up.
He's not dealing with that bullshit.
And Exata.
Mim?
Kiddos.
How far away from me is the furthest one that's run away, or the two that are running away at least?
You were behind Christine, who was 90 feet away.
Alright, so an
Yeah,
Exara
an
would be
additional 60.
105 feet.
So they're still in Eldritch Blast
165
range.
feet,
No, because then, yeah, 165 now.
because they dash. The two farthest are 165. The other, you can hit 5 and 4. You can't hit 6 and 3. Unless you
Unless I put out my wings and flew 50 feet.
if you want to do that.
It's an option.
It is an option. I kind of don't want these guys to go back and tell whoever the hell knows what's going on. Well, it's nighttime. I'm gonna do that,
Alright, you spread open your wings.
and I'm gonna fly to
Make
catch
it
up
fly.
with them, and Eldritch Blast whoever's furthest.
Okay.
If you use the hypotenuse, you could
Never
be able
mind, I'm
miss.
not.
You generate an orb. You send it shocking next to 6, who's made the farthest distance. He looks up and sees that something is attacking from the sky.
to. God!
Osiris.
Okay, so
Sleep like
6 and what other number has fled?
3.
It's 6 and 3 running.
And they're 90, no, 120 feet away from me.
They a long way.
Yeah.
Probably plus, honestly.
Basically, both of them have gotten to the gate, and they've moved outside of the city.
Okay.
At least outside the wall, I would say.
Well, I guess I'll vicious mockery then.
Okay. They succeed.
I then do not.
I'm sorry I'm stealing all your ideas.
Court's just gonna
It's fine.
Court's just gonna be mean.
Cord is going to hack and slash.
Oh no.
That the two dudes who were in front of him who just
Yeah.
bonked the shit out of him.
This man's gonna
So,
kill man.
We'll start with 5 because he hit him first.
Hit.
Oh my.
I don't like that +10. I'm gonna be honest.
Does 13 damage. Hit.
Oh.
Dead.
He does pull the second shots. Like the first one strikes across the man's like side, and then he turns just smacks him in the side of the head with the flat of the blade, and the guy goes tumbling into the mud unconscious.
Jakova.
Yeah, is there any left in range that are still?
4 still up.
2 is asleep, 4 is up, 5 is dying, 1 is dead.
Okay, well, I'm annoyed that they tried to take my prey
Well,
at the very
5's
least. So
unconscious.
I am going to. I assume I've got enough movement to get up to 4 at this
Yep.
point. I'm going to, out of anger, recklessly punch this guy, and then go for the
Okay.
second hit as well.
Right. Hit add.
In fact, 4 was it?
4. That is a hit.
Oofed.
Do I need to set reckless for both, or
It'll stay for the
It will
time.
stay for the whole round.
Hit. Slam into him twice.
they shouldn't try to take my prey?
Living 2 hard punches. He seems to be wobbling a bit, but he's still up.
I pretty much tell him it's best he sits down.
And 4 is going, seeing that Court's there, and what's happening, he's going to disengage and run as far as he can.
The other 2 ran out of the city. He turns and runs down a side street, staying inside the city, but
Yeah.
going in a different direction as the other 2.
He's only 30 feet away from whoever was next to him before there.
So Court, Nerisian, and Osiris, and Jakova are all within 30 feet.
So,
Does that mean I'm within range?
You probably can't see him because he would have turned down a side street.
Okay.
But yeah, you have to move up to see him now. The other 3 can still see him.
Since
What about-
there's none that are up fighting anymore, I'm gonna use Spare the Dying on Nerisian.
okay, so you walk up to Nerisian and you spare the dying. Alright. Nerisian, roll me a d4. Unless you have there's something else you want to do as a bonus action, I'm just skipping ahead. Nerisian will be up in an hour.
This is my fault. I let this happen. I started this. This wouldn't have happened if I hadn't done anything.
Thug 6 is going to take crossbow shot at an Axara. Miss, and he's gonna run another 30 feet going west. Christine.
So, I know the other 3 had vision on it, but would I too have vision, considering I've been moving up with my 30 feet of movement each turn?
They
Of the one that
tend to
turned the corner.
dash to get close, so you're still about 30 feet behind them at least.
So if I 30 feet move, and then...
Then you'd
use
be
an
able to see them, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to just move up, not dash, but run. Just sort of move around the corner, just sort of spot them. And same thing like I did at the beginning, and just a firebolt of just pure, energy just directly at him. Once again, probably aiming for the head.
Hit. Set my sail. Do 8 damage to him.
I didn't target him, sorry.
It's okay. I will drag him over. Oop. He's still up, but he looks very injured.
And yeah, I'm going to just... I sort of make a little bit of a turn 20 feet to get to that point and see him, and then I sort of turn the extra 10 feet towards him. And at any point he looks back, it's just me holding up another one. Don't have any bonus actions.
This one's gonna.
3 just runs.
3 is probably fire at Nixer as well, and then run 30 feet east. Miss. Nixer.
Alright, which one's further from me now?
Both are equidistant from you, but in opposite directions.
Is it 3 and 4?
3 and 6.
3 and 6, right?
2, 4, 6, 8.
I will attempt attack. Attack 6.
Hit.
Oh, okay.
Do 6 damage.
and I'm gonna move up like another 30 feet, just keeping in range of them, still flying in the air.
Cyrus.
Oh,
Yes. So if I move forward 30 feet, would I be able to see Thug 4 running down the
You can
alleyway?
see Thug 4 where you are already, because he's
No, he has to move forward as well.
isn't he
'cause
parallel?
back there.
Oh, he was back?
I was
Okay,
60 feet away.
yeah, 30 feet, and then you can see him. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see Thug 4 running through life. Side of his head kind of like burnt as he got blasted in the side of the head as he ran. He just
I
like
will cast
like a dick and he dies.
Sleep.
Okay. Roll your 5d4.
D8?
No, d8. Sorry.
As I say, like,
Do 5.
you're halving it.
Sorry. Well, if you
Now, hang on a
wanted to
minute.
be, if you wanted to be 35, it's physically possible. Roll your 5d8.
It's 5d8, yeah.
What'd you roll? 6d4.
I don't know, man. Like, does it matter though?
No! You not only did you roll d4s, you also rolled one
So-
additional.
So, Thug 4 is unconscious,
It just works. It just works.
and so is
Oh, Howard?
Christine.
Is that you, Todd?
And so is what?
Christine.
Thank you.
Oh.
Oh, Christine would be.
Chris-
Oh,
Oh no, you want melee. My bad. I thought
No,
you
I
were-
wasn't.
no,
I
yeah, she's right. No, yeah, Christine would be
Christine's
next to Osiris.
I know, but that would have been funny. It's just,
It would have been funny.
Oh, but actually great.
I can't sleep on myself because I'm sick of the bullshit.
But yeah,
Fair.
4 is unconscious now.
I disengage from depression.
Court is
Stops. He just
gonna
like
shake his
puts his
blade.
sword back. There's unconscious people all around him. He's like, that was strange. And he looks around and he notices the unconscious dude who was on the ground is not there anymore. As sometime during the fight, he was woken up. And he looks around and you see him like he's just huddled in a corner next to a wall as his hands are tied behind his back and there's a bag over his head. So he doesn't really know where he is. And he's just kind of hunkered down in a corner. Cole just like walks up to him.
It gives you plus 20 defense when you hunker down. You sacrifice Overwatch.
Court goes over and brings out a dagger and starts getting rid of the bindings.
Yep.
Jakova?
No one said that the fight's over, right?
Nope.
No.
Did the one that went down the alley go down?
Yes.
You turn and look and he's lying in the street, not moving.
I thought it
You
was
see-
4, not 5.
That's 4. Sorry, I forgot. I thought I dragged the thing on, but
Yeah, I
it's
just
unconscious.
wasn't sure. Well, saying he's gone unconscious, I'm going to dash 70 feet to see if I can get a proper vision on either of the other two.
Okay. So you dashing?
Yep. Full
you
70 feet.
Dash 70 feet straight. You see.
I will also use my bonus action to chuck up my shielded.
You dash straight ahead. You see 6 is making purchase. 5 is a little farther away than 3, but 6 is shooting at Anexa.
Yeah, no one's really told me not to follow them, so I'll probably be targeting 6 when I
Don't
go
follow
after.
them.
Like, you would have had to tell me before I ran off. 70
5
feet of
unconscious,
movement
2
there.
unconscious,
I'm only
4
joking, man.
unconscious. Sarah.
So none of them are within my range that are like not knocked out at this point.
Yeah, that's,
Yes.
you'd have to. Even if you dash, you wouldn't be within range of them.
I'm not gonna chase after them.
Yeah, you're right next to Nurse.
so- Am I within range of the hooded
Yeah.
person?
He's within me
I-
like 10 feet away.
Want to go up to them and just like pull the hood off and just like try to reassure them.
You pull the head off. You
It's
see.
a long lost uncle.
You see bound across his rope, bound across his mouth is some more rope to keep him quiet. You see a fire genasi. He's wearing leather armor like he's an adventurer, but it's very clean, looks very new.
Does he look injured at all?
Oh, he's
A
level
little.
1.
He's got some bruises.
Like you can see a lump on his head where he was probably like smacked over the head, and he's got like probably a black eye or something, but he's not like badly hurt.
Yeah.
He's definitely roughed up and shocked. and he's looking at you very confused, like wide-eyed, like, oh, what the fuck is going on?
I'm gonna use an ability.
Same boat, my dude. Same boat. Ooh, silence.
What's the ability?
So I just reach out and just like gently touch him on the shoulder, and like this light just pours out of my hand, and my everything kind of glows for a second and then just goes away.
He feels a little bit of the wounds heal up, but they aren't like they weren't ever fatal. But they are like the bruises have lessened, and the bump is.
It's okay. You're safe
just
now.
swelling.
He seems a lot less like. He seems still very confused as well, but less like terrified now.
Mercian, you're dead. 6 is going to fire at Alexa again. Hit. Alexa, you take a big old bang. 7 piercing damage as it hits you in the wing. You start to falter a little in the air.
This airplane about to go down.
Pristine. And he moves 30 feet as well. He's shooting while running.
Sort of seeing the one come down, I am going to just sort of turn back and start heading towards the gate for my whole 30 feet of movement. What would be the distance on the other two from me?
6 is 60 feet plus 6. He's 120 feet away.
Cool.
And 3 is 90.
Cool. Same thing, I had this thing already in my hand. It's going to touch someone's head.
Okay.
Though she'd have to move 60 feet from where she is to even
Do I
have
have-
line of sight on either of
Do
them.
I have to move 60?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're hidden
They-
by
Okay.
walls. Yeah.
Okay, they're hidden by walls. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like they dashed out, and then you'd have to dash out to where they were to get a line of sight on them.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to, in fact, do that.
Yes.
So I will dash out. That's all I can really do, I think. I don't have anything else.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to dash out, look towards whichever one I see. Any remaining movement, I'm going to start heading towards whichever one looks the most critical, like, in terms of bleeding.
Thug 3. Like he takes a second to like aim his crossbow, sees where Nexa is, and then just does like, and he like runs 60 feet east, and ducks into some hidden rubble area. And Nexa.
No, I assume I saw him do that, right? And I can see Jacoba off in the distance.
From where you are with your vision, no.
You're
You can see
mainly-
your curve up, but it's like that would be almost
Yep.
200 and something feet in the opposite direction. So no,
Everyone,
you
you've
wouldn't
been slowly flatting east towards, west towards Thug 6 with the
Right.
others.
Yeah, I'll attack Thug 6 again then.
And yeah, Jacoba, you went there after 6 as well. You went west.
Hit. Do 12 damage to it. Is not looking very good.
I can't follow you already, bitch.
Cyrus, are you going to follow the group, or is combat over for you?
I'll say combat's over for me, but I will approach the Genasi and say, still think we had a shit performance?
He's
That's
yeah,
all
that's
right.
what I thought.
Jeremy, please
Gotta
stop living
stay
that.
out of my head.
Jeremy, please.
Quarter
I'm
Well, at
renaming
this
the
time-
session.
gets the hand stuff off and is going for the legs now. Jacoba, you're about 60 feet away from Thug 6.
Oh, sweet, I can pass him then.
I've renamed my session.
Okay.
I'm going to dash up to this man
Mhm.
with my thing on, obviously.
Dash
Uh,
up, Jacoba hunting.
I'm basically just trying to get ahead of him so he can be slowed. It's essentially to block his path.
Yep.
That was my movement and bonus action as well, so... So I'd be, what, 10 feet ahead of him, pretty much?
Yes. Sarah. Is combat over for you, or
Tez?
Yeah, Tez is going to be going for a little bit because she has to start getting ready for bed. So
Okay.
That's
she's
okay.
just AFK probably until end of session.
Okay, yeah.
Nersian is dead. Thugsick is stuck between a hard place and a bird person, and is gonna.
He
beat
can try and pass
the
me if he
shit
wants.
out of the cover. I shouldn't have advantage, but he did make a 14. Is that your AC?
16 plus the 1, so 17.
Okay, miss, and he's gonna get the second smack. And that's a 20. Soft 20 hits. You take 7 damage. Christine.
I sort of like heading east, realize he ducked away. I'm just going to like just angrily just sort of stomp and then just move to the other way and start heading westwards.
Yep.
Using probably 10 feet to go back to the middle and the 20 feet to go there. What's my range roughly, would you say?
Probably,
You can hit him.
Yeah, probably.
I can hit him?
100 feet. Yeah, you're any of your long range stuff could hit him.
I think Firebolt's the only one because that's the thing that's over 90.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, same.
Honestly, it's just like Jakova's the other side of him. There's him. You see Anaxara above him. This dude's surrounded.
This dude be blasted.
This dude's dead.
Roll the crit table. But he is
Oh,
dead.
God.
No survivors.
Just how did you explode him is the real question. Oh, okay. Yeah, you just
Straight through the fucking chest.
straight through the heart. Falls
Yeah,
down.
no, I'd say like I'd say the energy would have been slowly turning from like a red orangey flame into a blue and then into like a black as it pierces through the body.
I can't remember what it's from. It's like basically it's like in Doom when you like shoot someone with a. I'm not gonna try. Basically, you just fire this bolt of this bluish black red energy straight into his back. Jakova, from your angle, you just see like a small light suddenly appear behind him, and then his chest cavity just lights up, and then he crumples to the ground at your feet, and there's just a hole in his back where there was a body, and now it's just a burning like.
It's that scene
Oh.
from Naruto where Naruto Sengun's the water jug and Sasuke's like, oh, it did so much damage, and then he sees what Naruto
Can I just
did,
look
and he's
incredibly
fucking dead.
annoyed in the direction of Christine?
Sure.
She looks
Christine's gonna
incredibly
punch when I
angst
get
in
back.
return.
There
Combat
is no
is over.
response.
At this point, oh, go on.
I was just gonna say, with combat being over, Annex will probably just fly back faster than the others back to the point where the others are.
Alright.
And near the fire genasi and just,
I'll
kinda
just-
put down Fletcher wings and probably rip the arrow out and just kind of look annoyed at it.
I'll
Throw it
just
on the
drag the
floor in a
body back.
tantrum.
At this point, Court's got the mouthpiece out and just finished cutting up the guy's leg stuff.
I'd turn back and start heading back.
And he's just like, thank you very much. I didn't know what was happening.
You're more than welcome, but do you know why?
No, I'm just a cartographer.
Oh,
A map maker? Why the hell do they need a map maker?
No idea. They just said that I was a sympathizer and I was gonna be dealt with accordingly.
What do you sympathize with?
Nothing? I don't know.
Not being hung?
that's a good thing to sympathize for.
I'm more concerned as to why he's on fire.
That's just my... whatever. He gets up. Orion Seeker, thank you.
Osiris, pleasure.
I honestly have no idea what's going on.
Should I
Court just looks at everyone.
should I wait here or go to the guards, or are you going to the guards?
Court just looks up and down the street, and it's like still strangely empty. Like there were guards all during the day. There were guards in other streets when you guys are heading to that town, but since they left that other inn, you guys haven't seen any guards on the streets those people were walking.
No.
And he's just like, probably not a good idea to go to the guard, perhaps.
Probably on
maybe,
their payroll.
Maybe might want to get out of here. And I'm thinking as he looks towards the rest, we're probably going to want to get out of here as well.
We now have a target on our back.
Well, that other man I'm assuming got away.
Yeah, unfortunately, one
Makes
of them
sense.
ran off and I lost sight of him.
And
The
there's-
other one,
Then there's these three, as he like motions towards the one unconscious dude and the two sleeping guys, one of whom is starting to stir at this point. So yeah, that would be problems.
Well, he's just like, he picks up Nerisian by like the back of his shirt. Do we sleep here or do we leave? It's up to you.
Sleep would be nice. And I turn to the map maker. Do you by chance have a map? Just a general map?
I've got one I can show you. I don't have one I can give. Sorry, I need it at my private point, but I can show you a general map, yes.
Map maker doesn't make maps. Alright.
I,
No, it's fine.
I'm making a map. I just need this map to go where I'm going to map.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works.
He just shakes his head like you guys don't understand what the fuck he does.
Map is all I heard. Alright, fucking door.
Well, we better sleep now and leave first light.
Probably not a bad idea. Orion, you said your name was, yes?
Yes.
Maybe you want to get going sooner rather than later. Do you need to get your stuff from the inn, or does that not matter?
I'll need my equipment, my weapon, but then I'll be able to go.
Like, he looks towards the guy. I'll go with him to get his things, and let's get him out of the city. You all go back to the inn and go to sleep. They at least don't know we came from there, so it might be good for the night. I'll be back in soon. And he like turns and starts leaving with Orion. Like pretty quickly.
And like he tosses Nerisian over to whoever. I don't think anyone bothers to try and catch him, so Nerisian just falls on the ground again. The rest
Can
of
I
you,
pick him up and just, without telling anyone, just sort of walk off with him?
yeah,
The other people can see you
I
though
don't
doing this.
care.
yeah, you pick up Nerisian. Everyone else.
I will
who's-
make it clear I do have this vibe like I need to be have a fist fight with something.
Okay.
Can I make like a check to see if I've seen this happening?
You can definitely
You can see it.
You can say you can.
What
roll
are
it,
you
can-
doing?
You can roll it. No, right. So,
Okay.
Would you like
What?
to join?
I want you to put him down, please.
I'm taking him with me.
No, please. He is part of the team. We need to work together.
And
This
I plan to throw him in a
in-house
bed.
Fighting is foolish, and we need to stop.
Missy,
She's like, at this
I would
point,
suggest
she's
you
like,
shut it because I'm going to throw him out of bed at the inn.
at this point, she's like glowing. Like, just make sure you don't hurt him.
I would not be starting a fight with me.
I'm not starting a fight.
and with that,
I'm just going to walk off.
I'd not want to be the cause of a fight either.
I'll say before we end, because we're probably going to wrap up very soon. There were 3 unconscious people just lying in the street,
And a
Yeah.
dead body on top of them.
and a dead body. 2 dead bodies, in fact.
One's outside.
Anyone going to be doing
Where you track them
anything?
back in.
I mean, if I tried to slit their throats with my talons, would it just be an instant kill or?
They were waking off to coup de grace. Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
someone wants to stop you from doing that, yes, you could just slaughter these 3 unconscious men.
I'm going
Yeah.
to bed.
She's Annex is gonna, considering we killed them, Annex doesn't see anything wrong. She just goes over and just slits all their throats with her talons.
Was there by chance one more outside that was unconscious? Or was only the one that I ended up?
Jakova just brought that one in. The only one that's not on the pyre right now is the one that you came
The alley?
to in the alleyway. Yeah.
It just shot at me, so I don't like them. So I'm just gonna.
I sort of like stand a little bit back as they're sort of arguing. I turn to the alley and I just sort of move towards there.
Okay.
I'm just following Jakubra, just quietly, just making sure.
Coup de
Making
grace.
sure there's no like drowning going on.
There is a coup de grace through the chest.
Okay. You coup de grace that one. Jakova is being followed by a pissed off,
Wouldn't say pissed off, just concerned.
a very concerned Sarah and an unconscious Nerisian as report goes off. Osiris follows slowly behind. As the camera pans, you quickly see 3 bloodshots in one area and then one last one as the coup de grace team finish off the last 4. And with that, the night sky darkens and we end the session.
That went interestingly. Yeah.
This was a bit
Killed
intense.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started this.
Okay.
I don't think you.
No,
I'm not
it's
sure how
fine.
I feel
It's
about this.
completely fine that you started this.
I don't
Is
think
it?
you started this.
Yeah.
The one person that didn't want to actually kill people
Dude.
started the fight that killed people.
I don't.
It's okay.
Definitely
The
being
only thing
slaughtered.
you probably should have done is let us know, hey, I'm gonna try and make a distraction.
Tess, I'm pretty sure you're not the one that started this. Trust me.
You each get,
You are
I
not
mean,
one to
yelled at
talk.
them.
you each get
That's what I mean.
86
That's what I mean.
experience, by the way.
Oh,
What?
thank-
You each got
Thank you.
86 experience, by the way.
Thank you, AJ.
That's okay. No, let's continue. I'm fine with that. I was just letting you guys know. That's my bad. I should have waited for you guys to stop talking.
No, but I 100% take full responsibility.
How
But
much experience?
Tess doesn't.
86.
It's already been added.
It's already
Don't worry
added.
about it.
But yeah,
Oh
you did
boy.
some interesting things. You were here in Illawell a lot longer than we thought we were going to be, but hey,
I'm
that's our
happy.
fault. We
Getting closer
tend to
the
plan
dangerous
shit.
level.
We tend to plan stuff ahead. Apparently we don't know anything about the group's timing.
We
The
took a
number
lot
two
of
with this.
banter.
That's fine. That means we have less work for the next week.
Actually,
Well, I'm
we
gonna
have all of next
skip
session
early because I am fucking tired. I have
That's
to wake up at
perfectly
6, and it's gonna be great. Catch you later.
Bye bye.
Catch you
Take it
later.
easy.
Yeah, I just so you guys know, yeah, we're gonna be back here next week. Wednesday, we're gonna start off Digimon. I got my emulator working, it's gonna have some fun. Thursday, who knows what happens? All I know is that me and Kim are planning to do Zoe randomizer at some fucking point. So we'll find out when.
I need time.
She does need time, that's fine. Wait for her to have time and then we'll start some shenanigans. Friday's Icewind Dale, session number 10, I believe.
I look forward to that.
With
Hell yeah.
Zara, Full Metal, and Snowfox coming back. Check out Zara. She's streaming them up a little bit lately. So show her some love if you haven't already. But other than that, thanks for joining us, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.